Well, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another FlyJSim live stream today. It's the 31st of May 2020, the last day of the month, coming in from the UK, 4 minutes past 9 in the evening. And we're back inside the FlyJSim 727-200 freighter. We actually flew into Keflavik last weekend on a VATSIM event. We are now leaving Keflavik, swapped aircraft into a cargo one, and going for the first time to Greenland. Now, Greenland, very sparse, and I've chosen an airport which I think we'd probably struggle to get a 727 into in real life. It's a really interesting flight, this one. It's going to be INS, conventional navigation all the way, and then we're going to be flying an NDB approach onto a runway. Well, it looks like Courchevel. I don't think it's 100% realistic, but it's massively upsloped. I've had a couple of practice approaches, minus 400 and minus 300. So based on that progress, we should be doing at least minus 200, if not better. Quite a tricky approach to fly, very short runway, but thankfully upslope. We should be fine. So flight time around an hour and 50 minutes, cold and dark setup. So 2.5 hours or so for this stream. As now per tradition, it's a Sunday stream, so we are going to be having our weekly quiz, which we'll do somewhere midway into the flight, and then after that, we'll have our merchandise giveaway. Today, I'm going to be giving away the official new FlyJSim hoodie, the one that's any colour of your choice. The giveaway is for anyone. All you have to do is answer the question in chat to be eligible to win. And we're going to do that after landing today. So as soon as we touch down, watch the replay. We're going to do the giveaway and then we'll do the replay and then sign out. That's how that is going to work. I've just realised now we put the alerts to mute as well, so I can carry on with the setup. Not too much to do except load the INS. So I've got to concentrate, make sure we put all the coordinates in correctly. But yes, a very enjoyable sector indeed. We have lots of people in the chat today. Dougal McTavish, the founder of the Simwings project, is here. Go check his content out. The third link below is his website, so you can go check that out. It's really, really good to see. Lots of members here. Littoral Games, Will Bewley, Liam T, Brett's here. We've got the Hangar Pilots and Hawaii 345 Berlin flights in the house as well. Lots of regular watchers as well. Richard Layton's here. Universe. Richard Layton, 3 a.m. where you are. Universe, it says it's 2300 in the evening, so very late for a lot of people. A little bit later than I'd mostly stream, but you should be done before midnight here in the UK. 1 a.m. for most of mainland Europe. Nightbot is drunk. Nightbot is often late to the party. It's all set up, ready to go. It does sometimes take some time to arrive, but anyway, let's jump on into the 727. So this is just default Keflavik. There is no decent Keflavik scenery, unfortunately, but it is overlaid lovely on Ortho 4XP here. We are offline on VATSIM today. The reason is the airport we're flying into just simply would not cater for multiple arrivals. I know what you guys are like. A lot of you like to jump in and join me on the flight, which is absolutely fine. I don't mind doing that, but we really want to have ATC. This runway is 1,800 meters. It only has a procedural approach. You probably only get one aircraft on the approach every 5 minutes maximum, so I don't really fancy having to hold in a complex aircraft like this. But I think we'll try and hold anyway, do some raw data navigation anyway. But here she is, the Alpaca Cargo Line. We have some old 727 freighters. Again, massive thanks to Positive Rate, Caden in Discord, one of the members who made me this livery a couple of months ago. We last flew this aircraft about a month ago on a 2-sector day, but it's one of my favourite aircraft in a desktop simulator. I think it's very well modelled for the 727. I've never flown it, but it handles a bit like the Boeing 73 in many ways. But it's a really rewarding aircraft to fly, especially when you do it with SIVA INS and conventional navigation. So we're going to be using SIVA INS all the way to Greenland today, and then we'll be flying an NDB approach following the needles DME and all that stuff as well. Perfect. So we'll jump on into the fly deck. As I said, I've not touched anything here. Is Nightbot even not here yet? I've no idea what's going on with Nightbot. It's just always sometimes wait there. So make sure you behave yourselves. Let's now get all on here. Alpaca Cargo, says Leon Bogman. Absolutely. Captain Monster, NDB approach. Yeah, you've got it. That's what we're going to be flying today. Yeah, pretty tricky in an aircraft like this. We're live time in Iceland, and because we're so far away from the equator, so far north, even though we're going to be landing at 11:30 at night in the UK in Keflavik, I don't know what the local time is. I think it's an hour or two behind. It's still going to be sunset. This airport we're flying to is actually forbids approaches at night time because it's so tricky with a lot of terrain around and with the fjords there. So we should be there before sunset if I've timed it all correctly. Right, we'll get some power sorted first, and then we'll do the aircraft loading and stuff. Just got to try and remember where all the switches are. What's the one I'm looking for? That's one. So GPU connect. There we are. So that's booted up. We'll just put the battery on first. There we go. And we'll put the external power on as well. There we are. And we'll put this to external power 2. Right, so I'm not going to go jump into flight deck. Let's get it all configured and loaded correctly. So I filed an operational flight plan on SimBrief. And we're basing it on kind of like a half-loaded 727, and I've kind of shifted the crates around a little bit to ensure that the weight balance is all good. So we're going to empty it first, and then we're going to have a few crates in the front, a few crates in the back. So what did I say? I made a plan of this. So I said hold 3, and have one there, one there, one there, and one, oops, and one there. And then I think we said we're going to have 3 at the rear, which just brings the CG back within tolerable limits. And there you go. That should give us 14,860 kilos of cargo. There we are. So we've got plenty of alpacas on board today. The fuel we need for this sector, it's a very thirsty aircraft, burns almost twice as much fuel as the 737 does each hour. So you can see here, look, even though it's a 2-hour flight, we need 50.2 tons of fuel on board, and that's partly also because our alternate's quite far away as well. Our reserves to our alternate need 6 tons. I mean, that's enough to get you to the north of Spain from the UK just to get to the alternate today. You can see, look, average fuel flow per hour is 4.5 tons. So I'm going to take an extra 15 minutes or so on top of this. That's enough for me to go around and fly a second attempt at this approach. As I said, we are flying today. So you can see it burns 4.4 tons an hour. That's going to be 1.1 ton for every 15 minutes. So if we take 1.5 on top of this, that should be sufficient. So that's going to be 16.6. Let's call it 16.6 tons. So we'll load that up now. On clicking required. 16.6. There we go. So that's all loaded. So you can see, look, we've got full wing tanks left and right. Centre tank takes a little bit of extra fuel. Nearly at full capacity there. And then centre tank fuel, because it's 3 engines, you need to cross-feed centre tank fuel to the left and right tank to equally distribute the fuel, I think, eventually. But we'll try and work out what to do. So that gives us a gross weight for takeoff of 73.2 tons. We're just above our max landing weight, of course, so if we had to come back, if it's a serious issue, we could obviously load straight away, but we'd have to burn a little bit of fuel off. By the time we get over to, this is the first time trying to pronounce our destination, Narsarsuaq, we'll hopefully be way below our max landing weight. Cool, so that's all configured and loaded. So now let's kind of do a flow. I kind of follow my operator's flow as best as I could. So I'm just going to, well, I don't really. What I'm going to do is just come over here, hydraulics, we'll put those pumps on here. You're meant to open this ground interconnect switch, I think, to pressurise system A. But what we're going to do is kind of like do a panel scan, work our way from top to bottom, and just make sure all the switches are in the correct position. Nico 5, what do we have in the back, Captain? Alpacas, of course. Greenland needed a request of alpacas, and then we've loaded up the cargo hold full of them. I think, in fact, let's just imagine this quantity here, look, 42 alpacas in the rear hold. That's what we have today. Cool, right, now let's work our way here. So all the switches here are closed. We've got anti-skid and main gear outboard in off, so we'll do the braking. We'll turn on this light. There we go, working our way up here, starting the test. There we go. Don't need to worry about the compass, I think it's always automatically slaved. You don't need to worry about that. There's a cargo fire test here, put the order brake to RTO, and then we'll work out here. We need to put that to park. Yes, I think that just gets the wipers away. Arm the emergency. There we go, arm the emergency exit lights as well. Oh, Marion has found the pronunciation of this place. Press this button here. This is apparently how you pronounce our destination. No, what? Narsarsuaq? That's not correct. Narsarsuaq. Is there anyone from Greenland here that can perhaps pronounce our destination? I have no idea. Look, I'm literally looking at the plate now and it says Narsarsuaq. Narsarsuaq. GPU is too loud. Is it? I don't know if I can. There we go. Let's turn it all pull down for you there slightly, so hopefully I'm a little bit clearer for you. GPUs are incredibly loud, so there you go. Let's work our way down here then. So that's all good. Transponder, we'll leave that to off for now. We'll just leave it at 2000 for today. Engine start switches are closed for now. Up here, we'll pop the window heat on. There we go. Anti-ice systems, probe heat will turn on later. Dome lighting, we'll have ourselves some navigation lights. And there we go. So the MCP, there isn't really one here. It's where they've whacked all the fire warning lights and fire switches. So we'll leave those there. Flight director controls are there. Fire test. There we go. Sounds like a school bell. Perfect. There's no ATC or stop with the SID. We're going to be doing an omnidirectional departure today. So we're going to go straight up to our cruise level, which is flight level 340. And it takes a long time to get up there as well, because we're so heavy. And you can see here our optimum is 339, so by the time we get up there with about a bit of fuel, our optimum will be pretty close. We're going to leave it on nav for now, and then we're going to go to GPS to use the INS later. I'm just going to get the latest weather conditions for Keflavik. Right now it's showing wind from 210 at 11 knots. Okay, well, we're actually planned to use runway 28 for departure, and I should think they're using runway 19er. So we'll go runway 19er for departure, and then we'll make a right turn to our first waypoint, which we'll program in the INS. That reminds me, if you have Instagram, you can go check out my story. I have attached to that a map showing our routing and each INS waypoint I'm going to program. And also, we've got a picture of the approach that we're taking as well, so you can have a look at the approach we're going to be flying later, and you can perhaps follow me along as we fly into Narsarsuaq. God damn, you pronounce this. What did you say? Honestly, she says. Oh dear. He wants to go to space, says Pissy to go. I wouldn't mind going to space. In fact, I might have a little thing lined up today, depending on how the flight goes. So I've got that little SpaceX game, which everyone's playing. We have to dock it up, and I've worked out how to bring it up onto the stream. But we'll see how we get on. So working down our way down here, so we're going to blast off runway 19 for departure now. So we're going to put 194 for the course and the heading. There we are. We'll put the heading to 194 as well. Second leg to ISS, says Listerman. We'll be there for some time trying to get up there. So we'll set the FOs up as well, otherwise we're going to get instrument comparator warnings. It's also a good idea to spin this in the shortest way round, not the longest way, to save a bit of time. Right, 194. 194. And the QNH is 1018. So 1018 there. And the captain's standby. We'll set now. 1018 here. Where's the standby one? Oh, it's down here. 1018. Right, so I think all the instrumentation here is set. Everything is where it should be. We can now load up the INS. So, here's our operational flight plan, just to show you where we're going geographically. As I've mentioned on my Instagram page, what I've done... here's all the NOTAMs, which you obviously have to read. What I've done on Instagram, I've uploaded this, and I've actually written by hand all the waypoints we're going to program into the INS. The first one here is going to be Ralov. There'll then be well, we're already in oceanic airspace overhead Iceland anyway, but we're going to transfer to Gander at some point. But then we're going to program all these coordinates. So we've got Ralov, north 63, 39 west, 62, etc., all the way to Greenland. I'm not even going to try saying our destination anymore. So to align the INS then, let's see if I can remember what to do here. I haven't even practiced this, so we're going to put this to standby. We need to put our present position in first, so we go to position, which is this page here. We'll go to airports. I've got all my charts ready. So here is the airport in its entirety. We're on this kind of remote apron here. We're going to do a power back, of course. We're going to taxi to Hull Point runway 19, which is quite a short taxi for us. Our parking stand is number 44, and that's really important because we need to load up and tell the INS our position on Earth. So let's find stand 44. There it is, and these are the INS coordinates we need to program into the INS. So let's go here, 44, so let's just tell it where we are. So we definitely have position, position and insert position, so that's going to be north 63, 59, 6, insert, west 0, 2, 2, 37, 8. Insert. Right, so we've told it where we are. We now need to move this switch to align, and then go to waypoint, waypoint 1, and now we need to program these INS waypoints in. So there's 6 to program today. The first waypoint we need to program is the first on route 1. You can hear me rustling my paper because I've actually printed off the operational flight plan today. So let's go to home, airports, not home, airport, sorry, charts. It's always charts. Let's go to the flight plan page here. So our first waypoint we're going to be flying towards is Ralov. Now SimBrief automatically generated a departure, a SID departure. There's only RNAV SIDs here. That's fine. You can actually fly out of here omnidirectionally. So we're going to follow the omnidirectional departure for the Ralov SID. And now we're not doing the Ralov 1 Delta anymore because that was based off runway 28. We're going to be doing the Ralov 3 Charlie, which is pretty much the same. We're just going to essentially climb straight ahead, but we're going to fly it omnidirectionally. We'll look at that shortly, and it's essentially up to a certain height, and then a right turn to Ralov, and then from there onwards we're going to carry on with the rest of the routing. So Ralov, let's put in the coordinates of Ralov first. So we've got waypoint number 1, and Ralov is now, the coordinates of Ralov are here. So north 6353, 0, insert, west 024, 52, 1, insert. Number 2, that's going to be north 63029. So this is kind of oceanic airspace. They just use coordinates for the rest of the sector. So it's going to be north 63 000, insert, west 029 000, so 029000, insert. Number 3 is going to be 6235. There we go. So waypoint number 3, north 62 000. Guys, you can go, there might be something else that's more entertaining whilst I load all these waypoints into the INS. So go work. If you want to come back in 2 minutes, we'll be ready. North 620000, that's fine. Did I press insert? Now, this is where it gets confusing. Thank God I've got the sterile cop-up put on. So that's inserted. I think I pressed insert. I'll press it again. No, I didn't. There we go. So I've inserted that. Now let's go to west. And that's going to be 035 000 035 000, insert. Right, waypoint 3 is in. Waypoint 4 is going to be north 62 west 40. So north 62 000 north 62 000, insert, west 0 4 0 0 0 0. Lots of zeros, so you've got to be very careful with the amount of zeros you put in as well. So I'll insert that there. After that, it's our penultimate waypoint, Golug. So waypoint number 5, and that is north 61 29 7, insert, and then west 0 4 4 4 9 7, insert, and lastly the waypoint is actually overhead the airport. Now before we get to the airport, we're going to switch to conventional navigation and then use the NDB to track towards Narsarsuaq, and the NDB is on the station, on the airfield. So waypoint number 6, north 61 096, 61096, insert west 045 25 5. There we are. So insert, and we now have the INS completely programmed for our sector. So if we go to STS, you can see how long the alignment's going to take. You have to wait until this goes to 0, but I know if I push this, it does a high-speed alignment for me, and then all I need to do... Why is it saying 00495 a warning? Oh, I don't know. I think if I go to nav... Oh, what have I done? Why is it saying warning? I've never seen it say this before. Makes me think I've screwed something up here with the programming. I should say 00095. What have I screwed up here? Don't make me program the entire thing again. Position. Home. I did this earlier, works fine, and I programmed it loads of times before. Let's just check these waypoints again. INS. So we're on stand 40 here, so we told it where we are. 63596, yes. 02237.8, so that's fine. Why? I know there's some sort of error codes here, so someone might be able to tell me who knows a little bit more about it. Waypoints. I don't want to step for each one of these. Is it to do with power? Because I really need Seaver INS today. If this doesn't work, I can't do it conventionally because we're going over the ocean. Right, that's an error code of some sort, 004. Where's Felis when you need him? Let me just try something here. If I go to distance time... Right, I mean, it looks like it's programmed correctly. I found going on to APU power fixes it. Ah, yeah, hold on, I've got warning lights galore here. It might be something to do with the power. Let me just get the APU started. Maybe wrong point. Well, I've definitely got the present position correct. I've selected distance time, and that will be to the next waypoint, which sort of makes sense. 59 miles. I know what it is. Is it because I'm not on nav? I'm sure that's not... I know that's meant to say 000. Oh dear. Alright, let's just get the APU on the bus. I don't know what... You shouldn't be doing anything like that. But if I have issues with INS en route, we are screwed. We are going to be screwed. Right, let's have a look here. Let's close. Just one APU power. I don't think that's going to make any difference. No, it still hasn't. Do I dare take off with this fault? No, you need to do a line and then press ready nav. I had already done that though. But we're coming up with some sort of error code here. It should be 00095. I put all the coordinates in. I followed the instructions as I've always done. I did this earlier. I mean, it makes me think I've done something really stupid. Is there a way of checking 01? Let me just try one more thing, guys. I'm just going to go to waypoint, check the waypoints in as well. What's in waypoint 0? 0 is the present position of the airfield. So that should be here. 63, 59, 6, 022, 37, 8. So that's the present position. Waypoint 1 should be 63, 53, 024, 52, 1. Yeah, they're all there. I'm just going to try... I'm going to look at the... No, it could go very wrong, I know. Try realigning. Hold on. Let's just turn it off. Give it a few minutes. I'm just going to carry on with the rest of setup. I might have to reload it because there's no way I'm taking off without that today. If we had a routing that was conventional with VORs along the way, I'd perhaps risk it a little more, but we need INS today. If that breaks over the ocean, I've got no way of navigating it all. I've got all the fuel pumps on for now. Let's go up here. AP bleed is on, open as well for now for these valves. Put the gas fan on. Cruising at flight level 340. Flight valves 200 feet. For the cabin altitude. Our land altitude today, it's 110 feet I think. We'll put that to flight. So the air conditioning pressurization's all set. We'll turn that light on just because it's cool. And we'll go back to the INS here. Was it waypoint 4 where you were unsure about pressing the button twice? Maybe, Alan. Maybe you're right. I think the safe to do, the safe bet would be to perhaps just start again. It takes me 5 minutes to whack it in quickly. So stand by. Yeah, that seems to have reset it. I think we'll just have to do it one more time. Take my time. I'm not going to look at chat for about 3 or 4 minutes, and I'll just get it programmed correctly. So I might have missed a step. It'll be interesting to see later when I play it back to see what I did, but I've not had that fault before. So we're on standby. Rotate to position. Oh look, I think it might already have it still programmed there, so we'll just confirm. North 63, 59.6, yes. West 022, 37.8, that is correct. So we put the position in. Rotate position, insert position. I don't think I inserted the position. I don't think I pressed insert. What I'm going to do quickly here is go to Align. Look, I've done it again. Quick alignment, but it says 00495. It's coming up with the same error code again. What is causing that? And I haven't even put any of the waypoints in. It's not happy with something here. I even just did a quick alignment, but I think... hold on. Let's just go back to off. I think why problem was, when I put the coordinates in at the start, I don't think I pushed insert. You had to have pressed insert or you couldn't have done anything else. I think I forgot to press insert earlier. So let's just go one more time to standby. Position. Let's put this in again if I can. Yeah, let's put this in. So north 63 59.6 insert west. I must have pressed insert. West 022 37.8 insert align. I'm going to do a quick alignment. Still here. Warning light illuminated as well. 00495. What am I missing? What am I missing? Full manual, calculate your approximate time to each way, see where you end up. Yeah, dead reckoning the whole way. Oh, here's 345. I've never seen it do this before. 00495. Before I reload the plane, I have a copy of the INS manual, which I'm just going to look up very quickly and just read what it says. So it'd be great to be able to try and fix it. See the INS FlyJSim manual. And they have a list of all the error codes, because that should be saying that. Right, I've got the manual up here. Installation, CTU panel, warm up. So 004 status code. 1 is nav, and it should be all 0. It should say 095. Could it be that my position in the sim is different to where it should be? No idea. Thanks for becoming a member, by the way, Ian Hector. Appreciate that. Welcome on board. There's no list of the error codes on the manual. Manual flight plan entry. Status code. Status code. So it tells me what the status code box is, and it says a number represents your error, but no information regarding what the error means. Sorry again? Why is half the live stream black, Mariana says? That's because I've accidentally... Oh my goodness me. What has happened there? I think that's because I've got it in windowed mode. Hold on. That's why. I'm having it in windowed mode. Are you a real streamer? Yeah, I have no idea. I might have to just reload the aircraft, guys. If I knew what this is, I think it's something. I think it might have something to do with. Hold on. Only other thing I can think of is check our actual position of the aircraft in game. See if it might be an error associated with where we think we are, because obviously this is a default airport, and our actual position in game could be different. How do I find out my exact position in X-Plane? Is that on here somewhere? Location. No. I've got a funny thing it could be to do so. Now set the parking brake. Parking brake. Yeah, what? I don't think that will make any difference. We're not moving anyway, and it should be set anyway. I mean, if that's cool, if that was the reason for the issue, then something's wrong. Obviously, if you don't move. Right, I'm going to reload the plane, guys. So, oh, click your plane on the map. Yeah, it doesn't work. Error equals movement detected. Are you right, Stephen? Is that what that error code? Is that what that error code means? Yeah, reset the IS now. Right, let's try that one more time. If it doubts, turn it off and on. Guys, sorry about the delay to your flight today. If that was the error, I'm gonna be furious. No, I don't know why the parking brake was unset. I must have knocked it somehow. Right, let's try one more time. Standby, position. That has not changed. Okay, we're now gonna go to Align. Quick, oh my god. Fixed it. So the reason is because the parking brake wasn't set. That is why the INS didn't align. That is I don't like to swear, I'm not going to. That is horse manure. That is absolutely ridiculous. It's because the parking brake wasn't set that the INS didn't align properly. Oh, for goodness sake. Yeah, that is just ridiculous. Whoever programmed this needs to tell someone who you know, the fact that the parking brake's not set makes no difference on the alignment. Maybe it does, I don't know for sure. But if it's like any other IRS or INS I've ever aligned, as long as you don't move and the aircraft is chocked, you're grand. Right, okay. So, we're happy with the position. Stupid Siva. Unbelievable. Right, I guess she must have been slowly rolling down the apron. I know. Oh, dearie me. Thank you very much, Kieran Harvey. Donated the pound. Sorry, the alerts are off at the moment. I definitely need them off. Could we sometime cover updating INS accuracy with a VR? It confuses me. Thank you very much, Kieran. I know you can do DME updating to update your position, but unfortunately, there's no DME or stations en route today, but I'll try and demonstrate it on another sector. But I better get my RC get the stream moving here because I had all sorts of problems. Right, so IRS is actually aligned prematurely, but that's fine. We're going to go to waypoint now. Why is it 0 should say our present position? Why is it not doing that? Right, waypoint 0 should be our present position, but it's not. I have no idea why it's not doing that. I'm going to program waypoint 1 and just go from there. I've got a funny feeling it might have worked anyway, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Right, now I'm just going to make sure I put all of this in again. So still the threat of input error going on here. So let's get Ralov in. North 63 53 0 insert. West 0 2 4 52 1 insert. Right, 0 shouldn't be saying that, but hopefully it won't be an issue. One's programmed. Waypoint number 2 is going to be this one, 6329. Perfect. So north 63,000. Insert west 02900. Insert. Thank you very much to the to Franco Bob Fred for the $2 donation. Very kind. Hurry up, Captain. I have a connecting flight. Thank you very much. Oh dear. Press insert on the position. Oh, I did that though. I inserted the position earlier. Now you. I need to stop looking at chat, guys. 1, 2, 63, 29 west. Perfect. Waypoint number 3. Direct north 62,000. Insert west 035,000. Insert waypoint number 4. North 62,000. Insert west 04000. Insert penultimate waypoint number 5. North 61,297. Insert west 04497. Insert last waypoint then. We could have actually programmed like an 8-hour flight, I think, at the time that we've done all this. Right, waypoint number 6. It's the airport itself. North 61096. Insert west 045255. Insert. Right, I'm now already in. Right, nav. Right, ready, nav's done. So let's just gross aero check. Distance time, right, 59 miles to the waypoint. That I'm happy with. Okay, let's put this to 1. I think it's gonna work. Right, ILS is, I think, loaded correctly. Oh my days. Right, I think we're all ready to go for the engine start now. So aircraft's all configured. We've got, it's all in pounds here, so we've got 11,000 pounds in each wing tank, 15,000 pounds in the centre tank. Our favourite professional pilot, everyone says Mad Wolf. Okay, you got it. Right, let's run the little FlyJSim checklist which comes with the aircraft. Oh yeah, takeoff performance, we're going to go flat 15, set bugs, and then you just click this to set the trim, which is pretty neat. The only other thing I wanted to do was set the VOR up for departure 112.8 here. That just gives us something to track outbound from on departure. Is the VOR on Keflavik Airport. There we are, 12.8, 12.8. There we are, we'll split the needles. Right, we've got some DME distance as well. It's all looking good and correct. Right, so let's run this little checklist here. So battery was on, APU ground power, APU's on the bus now, so we can get rid of the GPU. GPU disconnected. You can see that the aircraft's like new. We've got the engines are in good condition now. There's no reports yet, but this is the cool thing about this aircraft. The more you use it or abuse it, the condition decreases and things are likely to go wrong. But that certainly adds an element of fun to the stream. Emergency exit lights we armed. Passenger signs as required. Window heats on. Radio radar transponder we set. Parking brake set. APU we started. If I'd actually ran that checklist before loading the INS, we would have been grand. I must have knocked the parking brake off, so I don't know why I did that, but why it stopped the INS from relied, I have no idea. Right, so imagine we've got engine start clearance, so Alpaca 32 is our call sign today. Stand 40, whatever it was, request engine start start approved. So beacon can now come on. Galley power off, that's up here somewhere. Yeah, we didn't turn it on. Packs are off. They are. Verify the bleed PSI is 30 more, we're nearly at 40, start engines, so we just move this switch to ground, and that should be a whirring. Yes it is, N2 is rotating. Ah, oh, finally. Excellent sounds from FlyJSim. Thank you very much, Tom Ludson, for the £5 donation. Mariana's dust bunnies have infiltrated your SIVA module. They are sneaky but harmless. Thank you very much, Tom Ludson. Sorry the thing didn't ping up as well. I appreciate the donation, very kind of you. I think you have to wait 20% into... Oh yeah, way past that. Is it going to be one of those streams where things just go wrong? There goes the engine. It's amazing how it's very quiet here, but here it's very loud. There we are. So, low oil pressure lights extinguished. We can now start engine number 2. Thank you very much, Positive Rate, for the £1 donation. He says, real pilot and real streamer, totally legit. 727 pilot, try not to die. The ocean is a big place. Thank you very much, Positive Rate, for the £1 donation. Very kind. Right, there's 20%. Shove some fuel in. Oh dear. Oh yeah, I bet he sets an engine on fire. Oh, I hope not. Right, lower pressure light is extinguished. We can now start engine number 1. It's going to be loud back there now. How long are we streaming for? 44 minutes with no VATSIM? The ILS, well, how long was I doing that for? 20 minutes? At least. And I mean, I'm not 100% sure if it's working correctly. The fact that I didn't think 0 position, I'm quite sure, is usually showing your present position. But when I go to distance time, yeah, 59 miles is making sense. So we'll have to see. We'll take off, and if it's not working, we'll just have to dead record way there. Oh dear. Right, 3 good engine starts. The 3 oil pressure lights, low oil pressure lights have extinguished. So we've got 3 good starts, and we can close that guard. So let's now do the flow. So what I do, I kind of follow our operator's flow because it gets the aircraft correctly configured. Then I'll do the checklist see if I've missed anything specific to the 727. So generators close. There we are. APU can now come off. There's no start switches. Pro P can come on. And we need to put the essential power switch, I think, to one of the generators. There we are. So generators are on, APUs off, Pro P on, anti-ice not required. Air conditioning panel. So we need to... What did I just flick? What did I just flick, guys? I was moving my mouse and so it clicked. It better not be something important. Flight, that's very important. I think it might have just been something simple. Please replay the stream back and let me know what I just switched. Right, so air conditioning packs, they can come on now. So on. And then we turn off, I think, if I remember rightly, the engine bleed 2. We'll double check that with the checklist. Flaps are going to have 15 for departure. So 2, 5, 15. A little bit of a flap protraction view. There you go. Sit brief, yeah, we're going to do a full briefing in a second. I just want to get the engines running and on the way. There isn't a SID really to fly their universe, it's an omnidirectional departure. So flaps are set. We'll now do a flight control check. So full forward, full back, and left, centre, right, centre. Here comes the rudders. Full right, centre. You can see the controls are in there. Left, centre. There's no recall. There's no displays to blank. And then we'd read the checklist. So I'm just going to quickly flick through this just to make sure we've got everything the way it should be. So anti-ice is required, pitot heat we did turn off, flight instruments set for departure they are, flight controls we checked, speed brake verified down. That's armed. There's the click spot, I know it's around here somewhere. Right, down. Flaps set for departure, stab trim set for takeoff. It is galley power on. Electrical no lights, fuel heat off, hydraulics pressurization and quantity normal, so we've got all in the green, we've got enough fluids, APU's off, pressurization set for cruise altitude, flight ground switch to flight, it is number 2 bleeds closed. We have a bit of duct pressure. The engine 1 and 3 bleeds. EPR and airspeed bugs set, so they are set for departure. I'm going to go for power because it's quite heavy. And then it's cleared for takeoff checklist, so we're going to do a power back. I'm just going to quickly brief where we are and what we're going to do. So we've done the INS alignment, we've closed that. HTTP error. I need to get my internet. I need to put a few more coins into the machine. I've lost the omnidirectional departure, unfortunately. That was the wrong SID anyway, but unfortunately I can't load the omnidirectional chart. I'll try one more time just to select it. Omni. Ah, there we go. Perfect. So the omnidirectional departure, there's no SID here. Well, there is SIDs, but they're all RNAV SIDs. We're not RNAV compliant today. We are, but only basically not enough for the SID. And we're going to be following now the Omni 4 Charlie, where it says climb on 194 tracks, that's runway heading to 5,000 feet, then proceed in the most direct manner possible to join the cleared route, climb to cleared flight level in the oceanic clearance. So all of Iceland is in oceanic airspace, so you get your oceanic clearance on the ground in reality. So yeah, we're going to go straight up to 5,000, and then we'll make a right turn inbound to our first waypoint, which is Ralov. And remember, you can see on my Instagram page that waypoint depicted on a map, so you can track my progress along this sector. Right, so that's it. Everything is briefed. It's now time to do the power back. So we'll put the taxi and turn off lights on to increase our visibility. And of course, let's do this at the outside view. It's the only possible way. So let's put it in reverse now. There we are. So there's no buckets here. The buckets are inside the engine. Parking brake's released, and now let's back on out of here. I'm going to turn it up. There we go. Anti-tilt parking brake. I've had enough of this parking brake on this aircraft today. Back we go. Time right now. It's like this in Keflavik right now. It's so fun. So many daylight hours there. Right, so I've stowed reverses. I'm just adding thrusts to slow down. I don't want to push the brake because we'll top of the aircraft. Right, we go. Right, parking brake is now set, and we are now ready for taxi. So we'll make a turn to the left. So I've got all the pings off, but thank you very much, Captain Austin, for the £1 donation. He says hello. Very, very kind of you, and hello to you too. I'll promise you, as soon as we get airborne, guys, I'll turn all the pings back on and you can subscribe and do as you wish to make the pings go off. That's very kind. But thank you very much, Petroni, for the €7 donation. What did you say? Here goes my beauty sleep. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, Petroni. 2-hour flight. Very, very kind of you. Thank you. And thank you very much to Hafley CYYZ for the $5 donation. Welcome to 1981, son, where the E6B and Lorancy were your best friends. I remember vaguely learning about Lorancy on my ATPL days, a system which the instructor even said back then was never going to be used. But thank you very much for your donation. It's very kind. Thank you. Right, so here we are taxiing. Let's get you a bit of a clearer chart. It's going to make a left turn, quite a short taxi for runway 28. It's 28, runway 19er. Very dirty windscreen. Got very dirty. Why aren't you on FlyJSim Victor Storm? That's because our destination, I don't even think it has a tower frequency here. It's an AFIS, so there'll be simply a guy there just giving you wind information. It's a procedural airport, and I don't really fancy having several aircraft arriving there at one time. They can only land about one aircraft every 10 minutes due to the fact it's a procedural approach, so it's just far easier to go offline today. I don't think there was any ATC anyway for this sector at all. If there had been, I would have perhaps stayed online. What was I going to do? I feel like I've forgotten something important. There's just never anything you want to hear from a line captain. I think it was something to do with the stream anyway, something different. Right, we'll do the before takeoff checklist. So, yeah, config. We need to do a config check because it'll tell us if the aircraft's not correctly configured. There we are. So it's not going off at all. The config checked. Flaps we have 50 with a leading edge flap extension green light. Stab trim is set for takeoff as well, 5 units. Our takeoff briefing. Well, the air conditioning panel is set on the engineer's panel. Engine bleeds are all on. The V speeds, we can now double check here. We have 35 V1, VR 35, and we're going to have V2 at 47. We're going to climb at 160. That reminds me, I want to bunker initially 220 knots here. Our departure is an omnidirectional departure, so we're going to climb straight ahead to 5,000 feet. As soon as we're at 5,000 feet, we'll make a right turn inbound to Ralov, and then we'll continue to climb to our cruise, and then we'll fly level 340. NADP to any problems, we'll climb straight ahead to the MSA, and that's going to be 3,000 feet. I think there's any terrain issues here, so that's it. Forward takeoff checklist is complete. PA, it's a cargo flight. I'm not going to do a PA today. F-22 Raptor, do you think it's easier to fly modern aircraft because of the less buttons and more automatic systems? Yeah, I think so, F-22 Raptor. It's certainly a lot less to do, and certainly on an aircraft like this, which requires 3 people, it's pretty challenging in a desktop simulator, but we certainly the workload's easier today, but it's actually quite good to practice these sort of skills here. Right, here's the whole point for runway 19, so we'll just bring it to a stop and set the parking brake. Why does it do this sometimes? There we go. Parking brake is set. You guys want to pick PA, cargo flight, no one cares about the PA. Exactly, FS 777. Guys, request from Mariana. Mariana's requested 350 likes prior to takeoff. She wrote it down in the way as if to say it wasn't prepared. I don't have a like target today, but yeah. Smash the thumbs up button. We know what we'd want to see. You see me struggling here, only being through 54 minutes at the whole point, but let's get the aircraft configured for takeoff. So lights on here, strobe lights on. What was that? You just dropped my notepad. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Mariana's just causing carnage here. Just coming to my desk, throwing stuff on the floor. Yeah, it's my notepad which I have for streaming. Fuel lights, APUs are... Let me start again. Very distracting. So, weather radar, that's what I wanted to find out. So, weather radar's on. So, MCP is none set. Transponder to TARA. Strobe lights are on, landing lights are on, there we are, checks complete. Haffle CYYZ, thanks to the $2, abort, only 2 green on the landing gear. Oh no, he's right as well. Oh no. Oh, bulb replaced. A bulb must have blown then. Amazing. I think you'd make an absolutely sensational first officer, Haffle, and that's why we do the lights test to check those things. The bulb blew. Naughty of FlyJSim, how cool is that? They just randomly blow bulbs occasionally, so you have to replace them. Well, there should be 2 little LED lights there for redundancy. There isn't the 737 anyway, but what a thing to see. Where's that little reports thing? Nothing to report. You lied to me. Right, let's go here. Anti-tilt golden toilet wall, fantastic. Right, let's get a move on. Right, we'll be hopefully landing in about 2 hours. Bang on midnight in the UK. School tomorrow. It's a game of blown bulb, whack-a-mole. Cool. Look at that beast. Theft Auto before mission shots, the sort of things they do. God, what's our engineer? We don't have a name for our engineer. We have Jim, the first officer, Jack, the senior cabin crew. My engineer hasn't cleaned the windscreen. Look how dirty this is. Say again? Oh, what about the elapsed clock? Yeah, good point. Well, we don't really have one. We have a sort of timer here, which is no point touching. So Bob's the name of the engineer, is it? Scotty would be very befitting. Right, so I'm just going to make a note of the takeoff time in Zulu, so that's going to be 20:58 for takeoff, 20:58 for departure. There's no timer here, so let's finally get going, guys. Right, parking brakes released. Can't see anything out the window. Right, so all the needles are green. I'm sure the engineer will be saying something to me as well. Right now, let's set takeoff thrust. EPR, I think, for takeoff was 2.15. No idea what the surface wind is. Right, takeoff thrust set indications normal. Toby's in chat as well. Checked. Looks like a little bit right. Rolls on the left here.
E1. Rotate.
Rotate. 2 to 2.5 degrees per second. Makes weather reloading. And we're airborne. Positive rate climbs here. Gears coming up. We're going to pitch to maintain 160 knots. And we're airborne, guys. And trim. Perfect, so there's 1,000 feet, so we're going to essentially we're bugged up, we're already bugged at 220, so I'm going to put her attitude just below 10 degrees here, that'll allow the aircraft to accelerate more, retract the flaps. And then you need to trim nose down as the aircraft accelerates. I'm just going to bring the thrust back to around 90%. Which is a little bit too there. Flaps to 2. Flaps up. Make a slight right turn just to get outbound on the VOR to maintain the same kind of radial outbound. It's just an omnidirectional departure anyway, so we're just going to keep on this heading till 5,000 feet. Flaps are out up. Go straight to 250 knots. Get the automation in, so that's all down here, so we're going to go engaged, heading select, arm, the altitude, IS holds, and we're going up to a flight level, so we're going to set 1013 now. 1013 once. 1013 twice, and then on the first officer side here, 1213. Now we'll quickly do the after takeoff checklist just until we get to 5,000 feet. So gear up and off, auto brakes up here, so that goes to disarm. Start switches done. So air conditioning and pressurization, it's very important to always check. Diff pressure is increasing, that's good. Cabin altitude is slowly increasing as well. And we've got standard set. 250 knots indicated airspeed hold, climbing up to 5,000 feet for the omnidirectional. And now we're going to do a right turn inbound to our first waypoint. It's going to be in this direction. Now what I'm going to try and remember to do is redirect to the waypoint, so I need to go to waypoint change 0, 1. Please work. GPS, yes, it's working. 60 miles. And now I just need to I'm just going to bring the heading onto the correct track. And that is routing direct to Ralov. Remember, guys, on Instagram you can see where Ralov is. Our little map. Select now. Nav lock. There we are, 4-lock GPS. We're now routing on the INS, inbound on the INS there. You have DME, Stuart Egerton. This is DME from the VOR, the Keflavik VOR, but this distance here is INS distance. It's not technically DME distance, but it's routing from the waypoint there. Right, I hope we're routing in the right direction. We can do gross error checks on the way anyway. But INS, we have no GPS, so the INS is the only way to confirm that we're navigating in the correct direction. So after takeoff, checklist is done. Unmute the alerts. So we can ping away. There we are. Looks like we're going in the right direction. In fact, we're going west. It's a good sign. If we were going north, east, or south, I've made a mistake. Right. What's the total air temperature? Edge anti-ice. 0 degrees. Well, looks like we come out of the cloud anyway. Right. Chance. We are on our way to Greenland. there's flight level 100. We'll climb at 280. So we'll just bug that speed up just to check the thrust. We've had a bit of thrust here. We've been doing about 90% now. 3 engines. There we go. Aircraft's now going to pitch down to accelerate to 280 knots. We'll do the pre-cruise checks. So fuel. Now at this stage, I'm not 100% sure of the configuration, but you can see, look, I've got £10,000 in each wing tank and £14,000 in tank 2. So I want to start feeding all 3 engines just from tank 2, and I think all I need to do is open the cross-feed valves for tanks 1 and 3. And what that does, it just uses tank 2 fuel to feed all 3 engines. So you can see here, look, it uses tank 2 to keep topping up on 1 and 3 whilst feeding fuel as well. You see that's going down, but if you check tank 1 and 2, look at the needles here, they're stagnant. That's good, because I want the centre tank fuel to top up this fuel tank or feed all 3 engines, and once they're all at £10,000 we can close the cross feed valves. Right, so we'll do the pre-cruise checks now. Fuel sorted out, so lights come off. APU verify off. Pressurization, again keep checking that every 10,000 feet. 4.5 psi, that's set. We can release the alpacas, so the fasten seatbelt sign to off, it already is, and those smoking signs are already off too. Perfect, chase complete. Say again. Read Anthony's comment. Nancy, can you please have Jim check the temperature in the hold? I've got some imported chocolate and I don't want to melt. Fantastic. The alpacas are sit on it. That trim wheel is a noisy thing. Yeah, it does keep moving. Perhaps a little bit unrealistically. Look, you can see it's always making inputs. Which probably shouldn't do that. So we're 42 miles towards Ralov, our first waypoint. That's 8 minutes away. Our track's going to be a little bit off because obviously flight plan is based on us going directly there, but we can do kind of gross area checks afterwards. So after Ralov we know the magnetic track should be 270 after Ralov, so we can keep an eye on that. As long as it's around that we know we're going roughly in the right direction. I hope. Perfect. Oh, my first bell's gone off. Thank you very much, Boeing or Airbus. You just subscribed. If that was a question. Boeing. Thank you very much. Welcome to the channel. Thank you very much, Flight Deck to IKEA. Hasn't stopped. Non-stop. Marianne's looking at me as if to say she was just laughing. She's not even looking at me. Flight Deck to IKEA. Thank you very much for the £2 donation. I heard Jim took Marianne to Oak Furniture Land. What? Who are you? Why? Who are you people that do this? Thanks for the £2 donation.
50, 40,
there are other
30, 20,
furniture stores available. Oh dear. Richard Hand, you sound like a real pilot, are you? A lot of these, I get a lot of comments saying you don't sound like a pilot. How is a pilot meant to sound? A little older and experienced, no doubt. Thank you very much, Richard Hand. Yes, I am. I'm a 737 captain for a European airline. As much as I discuss, I don't give away my employer in a public way at all. They are aware of my work, and I just that's it really. I'm sure someone will give you the required Nightbot command. Thank you very much, O'Neill Rodriguez, for subscribing. Welcome on board. What do you want? What do you want, mister? Yes. What's that in the cabin? The alpacas are not behaving themselves. Yeah, I know. Jack's in the house as well. Lisbon thought it was a Japanese company. Yeah, well, they have a hub in Europe. Stevie was a real pilot a long time ago before he became a full-time simmer. No, I've got most joys at the moment. But this is a perfect replacement, to be fair. It's very much enjoyable doing these things in my spare time. Actually, too, is that a real accent? Perfect. So we're routing inbound to waypoint 1, still 5 minutes to go. Climbing nicely at 280 knots. keep this speed up, and then when we get to around Mach decimal 7, 8, we'll transition to maintaining Mach number. We're only doing, look, we're very heavy, so we're only managing, what, 1,500 feet per minute? Very slow. Oh yeah, I'm going to fill in the flight planners post this on Instagram as well, because I know you guys are wanting to see where we are. We can monitor our progress en route, so we're airborne at 2058 Zulu. What did you say? These people. Thank you very much, Kieran High, for the pound donation. Very kind of you. You can get a sextant gauge via Lewis Script. I propose a celestial navigation flight across the Atlantic. The stars they explain are the correct place, so it's possible. Interesting, Kieran High. I didn't even know you could get a sextant. That's one way I've never known how to navigate. I think the Air Force, they still teach us that. In fact, it's Snapshot around. Snapshot will tell us if they use the sextant. We're still trained to use the sextant. I've got a family, well, my uncle's a good friend. He used to be a navigator in the Air Force. He used to learn how to fly using a sextant. Thank you very much, Kieran. So we're estimating to land at 51. Like around an hour from now. I think that's what we're going 22, 51. Cruise error check here. That all makes sense. Perfect. Thank you very much, Pro Flight 22 HD, for the £2 donation. Hi, FlyJSim. Just wanted to say thanks for the stream.
30,
so you're most welcome.
20,
Thank you very much. Glad you enjoy the content. You're most welcome, sir. I hope you're doing very well wherever you are. Perfect. So I've just finished filling in the flight plan. What I'm going to do is take a screenshot of this, post it on Instagram, so you can see exactly, if you want to print off the SimBrief flight plan, how you fill it out. You put your takeoff time, and then just add the elapsed time along. I also have a tutorial for this as well. There we go. This is a popular request by quite a few people.
50, 40, 30.
Thank you very much, Positive
20,
Rate, for the pound donation.
10.
Thank God your stream is here whilst I catch up on every overdue history work. I hope your parents know that you're watching my stream. You should be doing your history homework. The problem is the 727 is much more interesting than reform and radicalisation in 19th century Britain. Thank you very much, Positive Rate, for the donation. Very kind. I must actually mention as well, this livery was made by Positive Rate instead of doing his history homework. He makes liveries in my spare time, so go check his channel out on YouTube as well. Thank you very much. Looking resplendent as usual. So approaching our first waypoint, I'll head on over to Instagram. Let's punch this picture up there. Unfortunately it's after the approach plane, but I hope it's clear enough for you guys to see. Flight log for our sector filled in. Thumbs up. There you go. I posted it on my Instagram. Now it's uploading as we speak, so you can see exactly our flight plan. You can see the times, so you can work out our ETA against each waypoint. We should be overhead Ralov, where we are only 3 miles away. We should be over here according to flight log at 21:06. Unfortunately, we're running very late. That's because of the Omnidirectional Departure. The way SimBrief works, it thinks we're going straight away there, but obviously it doesn't take the SID into account. And to be fair, I think the flight plan was based on departing over runway 28. Right, there we are. We're directly overhead Ralov now, making a turn towards north 63029 west. Our track should be
50,
to Ralov
40, 30,
261,
10.
and it says 262. So yeah, I'm happy that we have the correct waypoint. I'll just show you where I'm pointing that out. Thank you.
I love the 727. It is good.
Oh, Thank you very much, Captain Austin, for your very kind £10 donation. He says, I love the 727, it is good. Thank you very much for your very kind donation. It is a fantastic aircraft, and the FlyJSim does a great job in replicating its realism. I don't know if you heard Mariana sneeze, but you know what to do in chat. Bless you in chat for Mariana. Thanks a lot for subscribing as well. Andre, Sim Bali UK, welcome aboard, sir. Thank you, Captain Austin. You're welcome. That's very kind of you. And yeah, the 727 is a brilliant aircraft. So, Ralov, look, we should be 8 minutes into flight. Of course, a little bit longer. We should be doing Magnus Late 2 already. Okay. And you can see, look, our track 261. That's the top number here. 261. It's 8262. Perfect. So we know we're heading in the right direction. So it looks like the INS. It took some time, but it has been programmed, I hope, correctly. Positive rate, it is indeed. I did the Korean War at GCSE. Now, what did I do at GCSE history? I did bad. I know. What did I study? Bad. Thanks for subscribing, Tamara. Kuzon. No, I remember I did an A-level history. A-level history was all British politics and the Tsar, Russian Tsars in the 19th, 20th century. I can't remember any of it. I think we did. I can't remember. It was all World War II politics. I wish, you know, honestly, I look back at that now. I wish I'd concentrated harder and learned a few more things. Wes, how long does the flight take? He says in capital letters. It's going to be from here an hour 40 minutes, total hour 55. You've got the estimated time en route on the top here. Do bear in mind that is as the crow flies, but you'll see that decrease. But it'll give you a very rough idea of what time we'll be getting there. Kick my cat. What GCSEs and A levels did you pick? It was the standard GCSE. GCSEs. French was languages, all the sciences. Can't remember what else. It was just the standard stuff. Then A level I did AS. I did history, law, English, and geography. I dropped geography as an AS level, and I did history, law, and English as. Thank you very much, Danish Danish, for the $2 donation. He says, "Thank God pilots only fly their type-rated plane."
50, 40.
Good point.
30,
Thank you very much for your
20,
donation there.
10.
Very, very good. Cinch, can a pilot wear glasses? Absolutely, I'm wearing glasses as we speak. So long as you can see fine with your corrective lenses, that's all that is important. You know, you're not colourblind as well. Well, we're crawling on our way up there, nearly at 28,000 feet. The approach today we're going to be flying is, how do I say, it is very tough. It's a lot of terrain. I'm going to try and do a hold first because I don't want to get too low. If I do a kind of a continuous descent, we can get quite close to terrain. There's no way for me depicting to show you the Mora. Thank you very much, Jitsinch, for becoming a subscriber as well. So yeah, there's something called Mora, minimum off-route altitude, and the Mora for the sector going into our destination today, the unpronounceable destination of Narsarsuaq. It's 11,200 feet. So actually, what I want to do is make sure that we don't go below that until we're right within the MSA of the destination, and then we're going to descend in the hold once. That way, we know that we're not going to go anywhere close to terrain. Yeah, it's a shame because I'd really like to show you the Mora. Well, I can't show you the Mora. I did the Instagram thing. God, where's my Navigraph charts? Yes, perfect. Well, there we go. So what I'm doing, I've got my Navigraph chart here. I'm taking a picture of this because for some reason the Navigraph charts app doesn't work as an overlay. You can't see it for some reason, which would be a great shame because I'd love to actually have it come up. So what I've put now on my Instagram is the grid Mora, and these are because there's a lot of terrain around. You want to be very careful that you don't get too low here. So this looks all rubbish because of the pixels. I'm going to make sure that we don't go below this altitude until we get a little bit close. So let's put this on Instagram as well. Gridmora, I think. I can't remember this now. Gridmora gives you at least 1,000 feet clearance above the highest mountain obstacle if the highest point's below, I think, 5 or 10,000 feet. And then if the highest point is at more than 5 or 10,000 feet, it gives you 2,000 feet clearance. That's what the Gridmora is. So basically, don't go lower than that height on that chart unless you have on some sort of arrival, charted altitudes, or you're under radar control.
50, 40.
Thank you very much, Danish, for the
20.
$10 donation. You think I don't know what's happening here? The classic cargo plane secretly carrying the alpacas for the first step in their plan to invade Greenland to use the train. Then the real treachery begins. Thanks, Danish, for again another splendidly random donation and comment. Very, very kind of you. Thank you for the continued support. Wonderful. This is how you pronounce Narsarsuaq. It's... Oh, keep my cat. I'm not going to say that. Yes, the Russian airport. Oh yeah, no flight directors there yet. I never really used them, to be fair, in December. Thank you very much for subscribing, Patrick James. Yeah, to be fair, I should be using these when you're using the autopilot at least. So yeah, I mean, if you go to Navlog, you've got the roll now, showing the correct pitch, but the autopilot's following it anyway. And then you can just set the pitch, you know, what you want, and you just pitch into it. So flight level 290, they want Mach hold .78. Okay, I'll just follow the guides here. So Mach hold bug .78. There we go. Just check our thrust. So heavy today, guys.
50,
It's where I want it to be,
40,
92%.
30, 20, 10.
Thank you very much, Adam Bailey, for the £2 donation. Beef or cow? Huh? Oh, right. Oh, it's a... Okay, I was going to say. Thank you very much for the donation. Mario's just filled me in. Brett, sorry, I didn't catch the destination name. Say it again. Narsarsuaq. That's what it says. I'll bring the chart up. Oh, you can read it here, look. Narsarsuaq. Narsarsuaq. Brad and Brentol flew into Narsarsuaq from Keflavik a little while back, runway 24 in a heavy storm. Never been more glued to the train radar in my life. Wonderful. BGBW, that's where we're going. So, no arrival charts. There's approach charts. We're doing an NDB DME 1 today for 06. And look at all these lovely colours. This is a tough approach to fly this aeroplane. I can't believe. I think I've definitely been more of chew. And what's right? If you guys got X-Plane 11 and you'll buy your PC, just load up this airport and have a look at the runway slope here. I had a look at some real pictures of this runway. It is massively exaggerated in X-Plane 11 with the sloped runway on here. It's like Courchevel. This runway looks like Courchevel in X-Plane 11. It's like massively upsloped. So many warnings here. The main issue, I think, is with weather as well. You get a lot of wind shear and gusts and stuff, even when the wind's light, just because of the terrain. But yeah, it's a tricky approach to fly in this aeroplane. We've got all the charts we need. It's just those. There's not even a briefing chart. Look at that later.
$50, 40, 30.
Thank you very much for the £2 donation,
10.
David Moore. He says, butchered it, Captain. Are you referring to the way I said the place we're flying to? He or she shall not name. Bob WB, does the airline have a mission statement? Yeah, it's actually from someone who sent me a very funny clip, which I'm going to release soon, regarding a radio call. He says, at Alpaca Airways, if we don't butter, we'll go around until the engines splutter. That's the motto, but I can't take any credit for that. That's for Geordie, one of my subscribers, who actually sent me in this really funny parody of Alpaca Airways on a radio station, which I'm going to make into a video soon and release. I really like that. Finhunt, is the 727 RVSM approved? Should be. Look at this climb rate though, it is appalling. We've been flying now, we're airborne at 58. We're airborne now for nearly 25 minutes and we're getting there very slowly. Rams, how does looking at the end of the runway when flaring make it easier for landing? Well, Rams, it's your normal eye point. You imagine if you're looking at the aiming point, as you come towards the runway, your aiming point's going to go underneath the aeroplane. Now, if you're still staring at that and not looking at the end of the runway, what you naturally do is you put your head down, you pitch down as well. So it's very important. The closer you get towards the threshold, you start looking outside more at the aim point. As soon as you get to 50 feet, look towards the end of the runway, otherwise you won't be able to land smoothly or safely. We already had a blown bulb today, so we'll keep an eye out on the rest of it. Just imagine that, if I had no green light on the approach, I'd have been like, where's my nose gear? Oh, Dennis, what about those fuel tanks? Thanks for reminding me. Oh yeah, look, I've actually, you win the excellent first officer award today for Dennis Silvos, because I completely forgot about that. Close across the house, we used a little bit too much fuel from tank 2, but that's fine. They're pretty much on £10,000 each. If I'd forgotten about that though, it would have been trouble. But we're now feeding, each tank is feeding its respective engine. God, this climb rate, appalling. What's our thrust? 92%, that's the recommended climb thrust. I don't want to give it, oops, just knocked it a bit too much there. I don't want to give it too much. I don't want to get anything too overheated or outside the green, but it does say climb at 92%. So the pressure's, it's in the green, it's high, but it's in the green, so it's really an engineer to be telling you, do this, do that. Aaron Hastings, no auto throttle on the 727? Nope. Rams, you should try the Concorde. We are going to fly the Concorde soon, either at 45 or 50,000 subscribers. A subscriber marathon special. I've already purchased it as well. It is in my virtual hangar. Mr. McSpooks, I started using Airport Environment HD yesterday. What a difference it makes. Yeah, I think that's the thing I've got installed. I think everyone who has Expo has that installed. Airport Environment HD by Mr. 6X, yes, the same chaps who makes all those amazing liveries. Which we flew into 2 of his airports yesterday, San Francisco, Portland. Thanks for subscribing, Tags Fusion. Welcome on board, sir. Seat 8A. Finn Hunt, loving the street, fantastic, thank you very much. Well, as we approach 34,000 feet, we'll do a little external view. A TNT Crafter, are you a real life captain or FO? I was promoted to captain just over a year and a half ago. Packer cargo ship. We only have 727s at the moment. We are looking to expand our fleet. Thanks for subscribing as well, Major. Lucas Castle, what are you transporting in the cargo, Captain? I'll show you. 42 alpacas. Over North Atlantic. Thanks for subscribing, 737 Aviation. Haven't you subscribed before? Thank you very much. Welcome on board. Brett, the tail number is FDTC as opposed to FDTS, and we do have different registrations. Yeah, it's Flight Deck to Chimp. I don't know. Mariana's looking at me as if saying, what? That was quite quick off the Excuse me. So inbound to North 63, West 029. We are 3.5 minutes away. Good progress. For those who are interested, top
50,
descent
40,
point
30,
should be
20,
around
10.
45 minutes from now. Thank you very much, Philip Reed, for the £3 donation. He says, love the chaos at the start. Thank you very much, Philip Reed. Oh no, don't get me started. A little bit of an issue with the INS because, unbelievably, the parking brake wasn't set. Absolutely ridiculous. Again, if there's something, there might be something that about the old Seaver INS that had a requirement for the parking brake to be set. But certainly on, so long as the aircraft doesn't move, you're chocked, and ideally the parking brake should be set on the ground. I have no idea what happened. I must have knocked it at some point during the setup, but yeah, it completely threw it off. I mean, we've used Seaver INS quite a few times, so that's the first time I've had that issue. Thank you very much, Carbo73, for my subscription. Welcome on board. So yeah, 45 minutes till descent. Eventually getting there. Look, we're so close now. We're going to do the quiz in... What time should we do the quiz? Where's time for descent? 23. Let's do the quiz in 30 minutes, okay? So 11 o'clock in the evening in the
40,
UK, we'll do the quiz in 30 minutes.
20.
And then we're going to do the
10.
giveaway after touchdown. David Moore, thank you very much for the £5 donation.
Top of cruise sponsor brought to you from AreYouReallyAnAirlinePilot.com.
Thank you very much, David Moore, for the £5 donation. Top of cruise sponsor brought to you by AreYouReallyAnAirlinePilot.com. Thank you very much for your kind donation. Yes, my website where all is revealed. Of course, I wish you didn't share that link. You already know that I'm actually secretly an alpaca herder. Amazing. Where's Jack? Fair enough. And there we are. Finally made it. It took us half an hour to get to 34,000 feet, but we are here. We can now bug our cruise speed. We want to do decimal 82, so we'll keep the thrust where it is at the moment. And then as soon as we're 82, we'll just take a little bit of the thrust off, but because we're right up our optimum maximum altitude, it's quite a lot of thrust required to maintain this speed as well. Hello, buddy. David Hughes, is there a quiz for the stream? Joined pretty late. Yes, every week on a Sunday at the moment, because I'm streaming a lot more frequently than I used to. We do a quiz and a giveaway. So today we're going to have the quiz. So Martin, the current quiz champion, his position is up for grabs. And then we do a giveaway, a merch giveaway. So the winner of today's prize will get the new hoodie that Mariana designed, in a colour of your choice. So you'll have to get in contact with me after the stream, some sort of social media, shows me your YouTube account, and to get the giveaway, I'll explain all the questions. All you have to do just prior to the giveaway is simply answer the question in chat, enter, and that's all you have to do. The quiz is a mixture of aviation, general knowledge, clues for you. The quiz questions often revolve around the aircraft that we're flying today, and also the country we're flying to, so you can expect a few questions about Greenland, a few questions about the 727, so you might be able to look at some facts and figures now. As I said, we'll be doing the quiz in half an hour, half an hour's time. How many likes are we up to already? 424 likes. Fantastic, guys. Keep smashing that thumbs up button. I think we should go 727, shouldn't we? We're in the 727. 727 likes today. New updated targets. Do me a massive favour. Smash it down. Not the aircraft, of course. Hang upon, I think my alpacas are running up and down the hole, getting a weird pitch oscillation in the seaboat. Brilliant. But, yeah, sorry, we're now inbound to waypoint number 3. So in between North 63 West 29 and North 62 West 035.
50, 40,
thank you very much, Tim, one of my long-term members. A pleasant chap you are, and thank you very much again for your continued support with £10 donation. He says, sorry not being around today, better with my eggs. She sniffs out truffles brilliantly. Safe landings, Tim, behave yourself. I bet she doesn't watch these streams, thankfully, but thank you very much for this continued support. My right, Tim. Thank you very much, Finn Hunt, for the £2 donation. I've been watching your streams for a while and just wanted to say thank you for the amazingness and wanted to give something back, hoping to be a captain in the future. Thanks for the motivation. Well, thank you very much, Finn Hunt. That's very kind of you, sir. And wherever you are, keep working hard and don't be despaired by what's going on now. Obviously, very troubling times. In fact, in my position, 9 years experience, there are redundancies going on at my operator, so I'm very apprehensive. We don't know much yet, but chin up, the industry will improve eventually. So thank you very much for your support. Very kind of you. Perfect. So let's double check that magnetic track that we want to be doing again between waypoint 2 and 3. So gross error check at least. In real life, you'd have your charts open for these sectors. You know, back in 30 or 40 years ago, they would have had paper charts. But oceanic navigation and crossing, I'm not very knowledgeable because I've never done it. So waypoint here, inbound to north 62, west 35 now. So the track we should be on is 270. So next track 270, and we're on 270. Perfect. Next track's going to be 291. So it's good, nice little gross error check. F-22 Raptor, could you do a Tupolev 154 flight one? So we've already done 2 streams in the Tupolev, and we'll definitely look into jumping into that again at some point. I don't know, Felix, so I developer of that aircraft, I do talk to occasionally as well. But I'll have a chat with him and see what we could do. But that Tupolev is a challenge. I mean, in many ways, this is hard. The Tupolev's up another level as well. It is incredibly tough. When I did the FlyJSim flight on it, it nearly broke me. So we'll have a look at a sector to do in the Tupolev soon. But thanks for your suggestion. Thank you very much, Plainly, who's just joined as a member. It's very good of you. You actually won the giveaway, I think, 2 weeks ago. I can't remember. Yeah, you won the cap, I think. So thank you very much for becoming a member. You'll get invited to our members-only Discord, where the story continues, and you'll have lots of banter, and you'll get to enjoy your custom emojis in chat as well. So thank you very much for your membership. So how's our speed doing? There we are. I think we've just reached Mach decimal 82, so we're just going to take a little bit of thrust off. The first time I've reduced thrust since takeoff, so here's our true airspeed. Just going to take a little bit of thrust off there until the true airspeed kind of stabilises. It's about 90% N1. So we're very heavy here. In fact, you can see the speed's reducing still, so we have to actually add a bit more thrust. Then we're burning 2,700 pounds an hour per hour per each engine. It's quite a lot of fuel. It's 2,700 times 3. It's 81. So it's 8,100 pounds an hour. It's around 3.5 tons. She is thirsty. Perfect. I might as well just show you where we are as well. Over planet Earth. There we are. Nothing but ocean.
50, 40, 30, 20.
Thank you very much, David Bromwich, for the £5 donation. Let's listen to what you have to say.
I hope Jack is part St. Bernard to take some brandy to the alpacas in Greenland.
Thank you very much, David Bromwich, for the £5 donation. Very, very kind of you. Yeah, he's referencing the massive barrels they used to carry out in their necks. It's very kind of you, David Bromwich. Unfortunately, Jack, for you, is 100% Labrador. That's the way we like him. But thank you very much for your generosity, and very, very good. Martin, the current quiz champion, have you seen the INI builds A300 currently in development? Maybe another aircraft for the alpaca fleet? I did see something come up with someone making an Airbus A300, but yeah, I don't. I try and keep up with what's going on in the X-plane and flight sim community, but I'm so busy preparing streams these days, it's a bit sidetracked. But I did see something relevant. Definitely, any aircraft that comes out that's of a twin-engine jet variant, I'll probably fly at some point. Thanks for subscribing as well, Anthony Scott. Welcome on board. Thank you again, toga
50,
for the
40,
100th
30,
South African
20,
brand. Very kind of you
10.
again, sir. Very, very generous. And he says, rumour has it Bob and Doug from the Dragon Crew want to join Alpaca Airways after the butter they pulled off today docking to the IS. Thanks to the stream cats. Thank you very much, Toga, for your continued support. Yes, I was actually talking to Chief Pilot Jack, who said he received some applications from Bob and Doug. Obviously very interested from one step being NASA, but obviously the ultimate step for any aviator or astronaut's career is Alpaca Airways. It's the absolute pinnacle of flying. Thank you very much indeed, Finn Hunt, would you ever do a 747 flight? I would love to do a 747 flight. The problem is there isn't a decent one available for X-Plane 11 at the moment, as I've mentioned many times before. The 747-200 from Felis is probably the best we're going to have coming up, so I'll probably jump into that. You know me, I've flown 2 blobs. I'd fly anything on the X-Plane 11 if you want me to, as long as it's a decent one around. SpaceX got 50 million views of a single live stream. It's 27 hours long. That's incredible. I had it all on yesterday for the launch. I watched the docking live as well. The SpaceX feed. That's incredible. Kerbal Space Program stream. Alpaca Spaceway. Exactly. I've been playing a bit of KSP on the side here. It's brilliant. Love that game. I don't know if it'll be a good stream though for me to do, because it's watching me build a rocket for 2 hours. Because that's how long it takes to get it right. It'd be pretty boring. Better for videos, really. David Bromwich just like doing a VC10. Can't wait for that. I did see that as well. I think someone posted in Discord. That looks really, really cool. We've got a new member coming on board. Thank you very much to Winging It. Welcome aboard as a member. Glad you're enjoying the content. Get invited to our members only Discord. Get exclusive content to be able to ask me any questions you wish. For many other people that help me out as well, and that's all the regular members included. And you also get to enjoy your custom emojis, and you can see your rank now as well. Thank you very much. Alan Story, my good friend, what have you mentioned here? If you are looking to expand your fleet, contact the Royal Air Force. They have a few redundant Hercules running around transporters. That would be awesome to do. So a few military aircraft. Again, I don't know if there's any decent military aircraft for X-Plane 11, but that would be an awesome one. The Hangar Pilot, Scott Manley, has a 1 million subscribers from doing KSP streams. Oh yeah, but that guy, I know you're referring to, he knows what he's talking about as well. I don't have any knowledge on that sort of space mechanics. I'll be just trying to build something crazy. I did a Discord stream to the guys the other day, and I was trying to build a kind of like a replica of a 737 to get it into orbit. I nearly did. Basically, I built an aircraft with turbofan engines and just strapped a rocket booster to it. It was pretty good fun. But it really lets your imagination go out there and create interesting things. Thank you very much, Herb for joining as a subscriber. Welcome on board, sir. Tom Pascal, which was hilarious. I might do something on YouTube with KSP stream. I'll see. I think we could start the Alpaca Airways space fleet and they do a. I wouldn't do the sandbox. I'd do the career mode. So we'd start off small, try and get a rocket into orbit, then we'll try and get a rocket to the moon. The most I've ever achieved on Kerbal Space Program was getting something to Mars. What's the Mars? What do they call Mars in Kerbal Space Program? I can't remember now. Is it Luna or something? I don't know. Managed to get a lander there. I've also managed to do the moon a few times, and Minmus, the small moon. That was easy enough, but it's been a long time since I played it, and I remember playing. I built a massive space station in Duna. That was it, Duna. Thanks, guys. Alpaca X. Yeah, that's it. We've already named it. Who said that? Finn Hunt. Alpaca X. Brilliant. Alpaca Space Corps for Panda. Brilliant. Yeah, the Vulcan. There has been a Vulcan recently released. That would be fun. Is that very accurately modelled though, or is that a bit arcadey, that Vulcan? Does it have all the bells and whistles which the real one does?
50, 40.
Thanks again, Real Danish
30,
for continued
20,
support. Another donation
10.
coming in, $10. Very kind of you, sir. Not considering the virus, how has Brexit affected commercial flight for you in Europe in general? Also, when flying British planes, you have to call the airline Royal Alpaca Airways Limited. Thank you very much, Real Danish. Yeah, I mean, Brexit was going to have some sort of impact. I mean, everyone's forgotten about Brexit. Well, no, like, there was all sorts being talked about how the aviation was going to be split up, but it wasn't in the EU's interest or the UK's interest to cause any issues. So everyone was planning on as usual. But obviously that's the least of anyone's worries right now. But yeah, it was just carrying on as per normal. Thanks for the donation, man. Appreciate it. Alpaca Space Force, Alpaca Galactic, flight deck to space, fantastic. Alpaca X is still, I like that. Alpactic Galactic, get you. Pretty impressed. Finn Hunt for the name suggestion can be on the first Alpaca X flight. Yeah, if I stream it, you guys can do everything. You can name the rockets. You can name whoever's the best one in chat. You'll be able to name it. Flight deck to infinity and beyond. There are other Pixar movies available. Commander Jen, you can say without a doubt COVID has had 10,000 times the effect of the airlines and Brexit everywhere. Yeah, absolutely. There's loads of games I used to play on Steam, not so much now because of streaming, but probably the most time I've spent is in Kerbal Space Program 5 or 6 years ago. A lot of time I've spent playing as well is City Skylines. I love that game. That's really good. It's like the old SimCity building one. That would be a bit boring to stream. But it could be quite fun because you guys could name all the areas and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think most of my guys, obviously most of my subscribers, you lot want to see this stuff from an educational point of view. The War Thunder stream I did 2 weeks ago was more popular than I thought it would be. Alpaca with both things. Now, but City Sky is a fun game to chew with. It is. I like playing it realistic. One thing I've never done, which I wanted to, is from scratch to get to a population of 100,000. Which I always get to around 70, 80,000. I've got so many. I micromanage it so much, so you've got all these little parks, and I go into intricate detail in each little part, that it gets a little bit too much work. Euro Truck Simulator, I think I had that installed at some point, and I probably played about 20 hours of it. This is all 4 or 5 years ago. Oh, if we play that, we need an alpaca themed truck company. God damn. This is great until you hit the first death wave, it's chaos. Right, we've got 15 minutes till the stream. We are 80 miles to the next waypoint. 11 minutes. Waypoint number 3, which is North 62, West 035. Probably just approaching halfway point, I think, for this sector. Well, the 3/4 point in the stream, we went through all those issues we had at the start. Actually, I got the quiz. Yeah, we've got some good questions today. So I've got what I said. Questions today relating to Greenland, questions relating to the 727, questions relating to kind of aviation theory, a couple of space-themed questions thrown in today in light of recent events as well. So have a good think about that. Martin potentially be dethroned today. Last quiz was brilliant. We had 10 questions asked. At the 10th question, I think we had 4 potential winners. It was like each had 2 each. It was really, really cool. Gabster678. When is the stream starting? On the hour, so 10 Zulu. 2200 Zulu. Any alpaca related questions? No, not today. Yes, and the quiz, as we've mentioned before, it kind of favours those who have not only the knowledge, but also very low latency, as Kieran's pointed out. Matt, surely, is there a correct phrase to use to ask ATC to speak more slowly? Not really, just tell them, could you say that again and more slowly, please? That's what you'd have to say. I've said it to controllers very rarely, but sometimes they just go poof. Certain airports, where you obviously the controller's there every day, and you might your respective operator might be based there, they can just sometimes give you the taxi instructions just like blah, and it's impossible. You think, all right, just say that again, please, but slowly, because they expect you to know it. But sometimes you might not have been there for a while. Just realise it was the speeds. Weather, I think, being generated. Plain boring. Thank you very much, David Moore, for the £5.
The colour of Greenland on that map is like my Scottish tan.
David Moore. Did you hear that? Well, you can't see it because you're watching the stream 10 seconds before, but you said the colour of the map on Greenland looks like his Scottish tan. It's like a brown colour. David Moore, brilliant. That was 11 out of 10. Absolutely sensational. Very funny. Oh my goodness. Thank you, man. Very, very kind of you as well. Brilliant. There you go, David. Everyone, David Moore's back. What colour is this? It's interesting. I have no idea why it's depicted that. He's just representing the terrain. Amazing. That was brilliant. Restore the Cat 413 does say the phrase speak slower must be used enough for it to be in the manual. I didn't even know that. Now this is something quite interesting. We are flying to Narsarsuaq, but obviously the airport I think is now closed. So when I check the weather, there is no METAR at all for our destination. Bravo Golf Bravo Whiskey. It says no data is available. It was updated earlier on today, so it'll be quite interesting to see how Active Sky depicts that. Is it going to have the latest METAR, the last METAR, which sort of had cloudy skies, winds from the east? Not sure. Yeah, good idea, Brett. I was just about to type that in to see what it says. METAR BGBW. There we go. So there, look at that, 950 Zulu. That was some time ago. So probably, hopefully, it has that. Winds 23011, 10k, a few clouds. I hope there's no clouds at 1700 feet at the approach. It's just near the minimums. Sods will be in that clouds. 4 degrees, QNH 1003. Seb Slade, are there usually heads-up displays of the 737? What are their uses? Well, the idea is all the information is on the heads-up display. You don't have to look down, so you can just look out the window. Pilot Mike would be the one to ask. I've never used one, but obviously on his 787, he has that to use whenever he wishes. Franklin's Aviation, use Active Sky for weather. I do, Franklin's Aviation. Oh, you're talking about check the weather with that. Okay, got you. Active Sky, Active Sky. Yes, I forgot you can look up METARs, can't you? Let's see what it says. Conditions, current position. Oh, this is an interpolation of weather. Nearest airport. It's clever. Todd Ball.crew alpaca. Nominal bird. Boop. Very inspiring seeing the ISS plus over the UK today at 22:27. Ah, missed it. You can often see it every kind of month or so. Let's go and have a look at it. It's really cool. Just after sunset, just before sunrise. And story, it's a Just Flight offering. It has good reviews, or at least those I've read. Are you referring to the? I'm not sure what you're referring to, Adam. Was that the Hercules? We're talking about the Falcon. Soren, have you ever checked out DCS? I do have it installed. I haven't got a clue what I was doing with it. It's this Russian plane, the SU, whatever it was, the Frogfoot. But if I get Tupolev started, I should be able to get that thing already. But it looked, heck, it looked very complicated. We'll jump in at some point. Now, Commander Jenna Hofen, what is the volume plugin used? The one that pops onto the top right. This one, B2 volume control. Basically, if you go to settings and have the volume controls there, it just brings it there. It's really good for streaming, so I can just do the volumes for different things. Louis Hollis, find the Boeing 777, such a sick aircraft, he says. And then it's a flight factor one. I've been told it's not up to their 757-767. It's a bit not as good, so I've kind of stayed away from it. Just flying modelled all systems on the Vulcan, so it would be a decent challenge. Okay, well, I might have a look at getting the Vulcan then. Fly over to the Falklands. When the Argentinians in Chile. Brett, are we there yet? Getting there, getting there. Been airborne for nearly an hour, so I'd say touchdown about 45-50 minutes. Next Generation Flights, who made your liveries? A combination of many of the members of my channel who spent their very kindly, you know, they make them for the other members of myself to use. I don't ask them, they just do it. They're very, very kind. And I think we've got about 24, well, nearly at least over a dozen aircraft with alpaca theme liveries, FlyJSim liveries, really, really cool. Uh, 40,000 feet seems very impressive for a 727. Yeah, I don't think this would ever get up there. We're only just got up to 34,000 feet. Took us half an hour to get here, and my thrust look is at 90%. The same thrust I pretty much had for climb. We're just holding our cruise speed at Magnus 82. Metal chicken, metal clock. Fantastic. Tom Bullock, Captain, any crosswind takeoff for the 737, how much aileron input can you utilise without deploying spoilers and reducing takeoff performance? Very good question, Tom. So yeah, you don't want to be going full aileron. On the 737, it's about 1.5 degree deflection is the scale here. I'm not going to do it now because it's disconnect the autopilot, but during the takeoff roll, you don't need too much aileron, just a little bit, but on the rotation, once you're at VR and you're rotating, you use as much aileron as you need to keep the wings level. What can happen in a strong crosswind, as soon as you lift the weight off the wheels, the wing really wants to lift up. You have to be very careful. If you make no aileron input, you'll strike a pond. So during the rotation, all you need to do is look outside, rotate, and as soon as you notice the aircraft rolling, just put the aileron in to keep the wings level during the rotation. As much aileron as you need, but on the takeoff roll, you want to be limiting it so the spoilers don't deploy, and as you said, they'll degrade your takeoff performance. It's not like in a Cessna, you know, when you take off, and I remember you used to go full aileron into wind. In like a 20, whatever that was on the crosswind. Janice Rees, are you using default scenery? No, they've got a TDG scenery for Narsarsuaq. It's a bit old, but it's better than the default one. Now I didn't see any other available. So we've got 3 minutes until the quiz. I will now pass over Mariana's copy of the quiz. Get another clipboard or something. You sure? Oh, there's a... it's just a moth that's flown in. Is looking at me as if to say, can you pick the moth up, please? There we are, over waypoint number 3. So waypoint number 3, if you have Instagram, you can see exactly where we are over the world. North 62, west 035. We're now inbound to north 62, west 040. And the track wide is 280 degrees. Just can't be 292, which we're looking at. 291, sorry, inbound to 62 west 35. Afterwards to 040, so yeah, that's what we consider 291. 130 miles. We're now inbound, sorry, to not inbound to 62 north 040 west. Cool. Right, so another minute to go to the quiz. So guys, if you're new to the stream, welcome. Hope you're enjoying it. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up button as per usual. It's a Sunday, so we're going to have a quiz. Martin, your place is up for grabs. The quiz is very simple. It's 10 questions. How it works is I'll ask a question. All you need to do is answer in chat the correct answer. Whoever is quickest, based on your lowest latency, whoever we see first, will get the point, and then we'll make a note of your YouTube username. We'll ask the 10 questions. If after 10 questions we have a winner, they'll have won the quiz prize, which is your name immortalised for the next week's streams, or at least on this stream forever. And if after 10 questions there's a tie, we'll ask a bonus question. Those in the tie, as will I ask to ask the next question, will have to be whoever's first out of that one, and then they'll become the winner. The giveaway is no longer tied to the stream. We do a separate giveaway. We're going to do that after landing today, so as we land in taxi onto stand before we do the replays. We'll shut the engines down, put on the AP, we'll do the giveaway outside the aircraft once we deboard the alpacas, and the requirement for that is just to answer the question. We'll discuss that later. This is just the quiz. So obviously a lot of people get a bit rigged. Yeah, you can always see it chat rigged, etc, etc. You might enter it and it looks like it's first, but obviously we see whoever's first on our stream, and you'll find it when you refresh it later where you actually were, and that's what we use. That's why we don't tie it to a giveaway or a prize. It's just the immortalisation of being quiz champion on this stream for the whole world to see forever. So that's it. Right, there we are. We're on the hour. Here comes question number 1. What's that, Marina? Oh, I think I missed a comment by Alan. Sorry, Alan, what was the name of the plugin you used last stream to improve rates? I could not find it in your bits at the end of the stream. Alan's story. Here it is. It's called, I don't know if you can see that clearly, 3J FPS. It's a plugin, and you need to install it into your Lua scripts folder. You'll need to get Lua scripts. Now, if you have any questions with that, remember to ask in Discord. You can even drop me a PM and I'll help you get that set up. It just helps my performance in certain situations, but you've got plenty of the members that will help you with it. But, sorry, I nearly missed that question. Right, anyway, where's my pen gone? Here comes question number 1. It's a ATPL knowledge question, so here we go. You are landing on a runway in IMC conditions and the centerline lights are now continuously red. How many meters of runway is remaining? We just landed, the centerline lights are now continuously red. How many meters till the end of the runway? Lars Andre Hegenholm. That's a username and a half. 300 meters, correct. 300 meters. Second row. I'm guessing he's a pilot because he answered that very quickly. And oh, maybe. Oh, it's fine. Lars Andre Hegelholm is correct with 300 meters. I know he's a pilot as well, but congratulations on getting the question correct. Yes, real pilots are eligible to take part. We've had several quiz winners who are real pilots. Huh? I know he's on Discord. All the members are on Discord and they're eligible to win. Oh, Mariana's having a debate there. Lars, apparently you weren't eligible to get that correct, but I think it's completely fine because we've already had people who are real pilots answer questions before, but it is 300 meters. Next, Riggs, you got it, guys. Okay. Here comes question number 2. Greenland is an autonomous territory within the kingdom of which country? Greenland is an autonomous territory within the kingdom of which country? What do you reckon, Mara? Yeah, real Danish Danish. We'll give you Denmark. I know what you're trying to say. Real Danish, very good. Denmark is correct. You got a little bit excited and got a double E in there, we'll take it. North Korea. Wales. Fantastic. Right, here comes question number 3. Another aviation related question here. The most dangerous form of airframe icing is what? Power and attitude. Correct. Power and attitude. Clear ice. Very good. Power and attitude. Clear ice, as it says, can be quite thick. Very difficult to see, especially on a white wing. So very, very good. Martini. Brilliant. Fake news. Oh my goodness me. Right, question number 4. Okay, another Greenland question. Very simply, what is the capital of Greenland? Not Narsarsuaq. Gareth Shaw, correct. Look, that is correct. Gareth Shaw. Question number 4 to you. So we've got 4 people with 1 question each correct. Paris, cheese, brilliant. I don't care about Greenland Captain things. Very nice. Brilliant. Right, question number 5. Another ATPL theory question. Another actually lighting question. What colour are the runway edge lights? The runway edge lights. Thanks for subscribing, A Train Man. Welcome aboard, sir. Robert Sinclair, correct. With white. Very good. So don't get the taxi lights confused with the runway edge lights, which a lot of people do. Runway edge lights are white. It's a common question that catches a lot of people out. Here comes the first general knowledge question today, excluding the Greenland questions, alright. Very random. What's the highest number of Michelin stars a restaurant can achieve? Maximum number of Michelin stars a restaurant can receive. Finn Hunt, correct. Number 3. 3 Michelin stars. Crikey. No one's got 2 yet. Correct, yeah, it's good. Spread today. Lots of new people getting questions right for the first time as well. You said 6. That's not correct. Very good, guys. Here comes another ATPL themed question. A very easy one. I think most of you here will know it too. All right. What is the standard ice temperature at sea level? BX7 iOS. He's always putting here. BX7 iOS. That's really cool. We don't often have it with different people getting different questions, do we? It's all good spread here. BX7 iOS is in my streams. I do remember that one. You're getting lighter and a little bit faster. Oh yes, we are actually. I should probably just take a bit of thrust off there. Too busy checking the quiz. We'll keep an eye on that so we don't get too slow. Here comes question number 8. Question number 8. The Boeing 727 first flew in what year? Domino Mosina. Or Mosina. Domino Mosina. 1963. I didn't know that right. I just reminded me of that. Wow. We haven't got anyone getting 2 right yet. Very interesting. It's an old aeroplane, isn't it? 63, 40, 50. He's 60 years old. 57 years old. Incredible. Very good. Here comes question number 9. Alright. Penultimate question. The 1000th 727 was delivered in January 1974, but to which airline? That might require a Google search. The 1000th 727 was delivered in January 1974, but to which airline? Some guesses coming in here. Oh my goodness, it went alive. Oh my goodness me. Did you see it? Hydro, yeah, I agree. I think Hydro got that one first. Wait, I don't think we can see it is. Cool, it went live there. Hydro 5606. Wow. So 9 questions, 9 different people getting it right. That's crazy. Might have to go to the bonus question here. Right, just keep an eye on my top of descent as well. Yeah, it's not too far away. By the time we finish this quiz, perfect timing for the approach. Okay, here comes question number 10 then. Last question, unless we have to do a bonus one, which is likely. Here we go. Astronaut Doug Hurley and Bob Benken, as we know, want to join Alpaca Airways. They yesterday named their SpaceX Crew Dragon capsule what? What did they name their capsule? No, that's what it was called. They called it something. Kieran Harvey? Oh no, sorry. Oh yeah, you're right. So, where is that? Cool, it was close. Matt XJS, correct. So yeah, Matt XJS got that one. So, thank you very much to whoever that wasn't subscribed. I can't see it now because it goes so quick in the chat. Right, well, we've had 10 questions. And we've had 10 different people answer the correct answers. So, we're going to have to answer the bonus question. Do me a huge favour in chat. If you've not got one right correct, please refrain from answering this question because it makes it very difficult for us to be able to pick out the name of the person that's already done it. So please refrain from answering if you've not got a question right already first. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult for us to pick it out. So these are the people eligible to answer the question. So we've got Lars Andre Hergholm, the Real Danish, Power and Attitude, Gareth Shaw, Robert Sinclair, Finn Hunt, BX7 iOS, Domino Osea, Hydro 5606, and Matt XJS. Okay, you are eligible to answer this question. Here comes the bonus question. Alright, it's another space-themed question. What was the first animal in space? It was called Laika. Gareth Shaw. Agreed? Gareth Shaw. Very good. Congratulations, Gareth Shaw. You are the new quiz champion for getting 2 questions right. It was a dog, not a monkey. So close, so close. Well done, guys. Very, very close. Oh, very close between Matt and XT. Oh, it was so close, guys. But yeah, it's Gareth Shaw coming in with dog. Very well done to you, sir. You are the new Alpaca Airways quiz champion. Congratulations to everyone, to Gareth Shaw. You will now be immortalised on the stream forever. If I can find the flipping thing. There we go. Overlay design. There we go. Quiz champion. It's going on my CV. Fantastic. Right, there we go. Well done, Martin. We have a new quiz champion. Gareth Shaw. Done. Look at that. It's immortalised. You can just show your prospective employer this stream. You can go, there you go. Check that out. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. Next quiz will be next weekend stream. Be probably the members group flight next weekend, so I might have to miss the quiz for that week. So we'll do another one soon. And the giveaway, don't forget, we'll do after landing, after touchdown. I'll immediately do the giveaway for the FlyJSim hoodie. So very good. Neil MUK, show the external view, please. I'd like to see the scheme. Absolutely, sir. It's the alpaca cargo flying. Rigged. Oh dear. Stephen Joy, is there a FlyJSim question bank I can use? Totally didn't bank airlaw. Referring to those question banks. We'll be having the strobes on. It's very hard to see, but yes, I can see they are flashing. Quiz champion washes the plate. Okay, well, Max, what is good Joe be back on landing? Okay, by the way. Thank you very much, Inkin, Danish for the $5 donation. Just do a fly past. He says, I have a 2017 MB Pro keyboard. If anyone can relate, hence 2E's also rigged. I'm going to get you next time, Gareth Shaw. Thank you very much, Real Danish. Very close to winning, but you didn't quite get that bonus question. Thank you very much for your kind donation there. Thank you very much, Creature2 for the pound donation. Hope you're doing well over in Malta. Aircraft carrier landing today. Godspeed to you, Captain. He said, thank you very much. No aircraft carrier today. In fact, I usually do a bonus thing after the stream today, but because I was so long setting up the INS and I'm streaming a lot later than usual, I think we'll just do the landing. But this will be an interesting approach in landing anyway. And in fact, we're inbound to waypoint number 4 at the moment. We're about 100 miles before the top of descent here, so we should probably start setting up for this approach. Just again to remind you where we are. There we are. And Narsarsuaq is nestled in Greenland here. What is the cabin temperature? Are the alpacas okay? Very concerned. Let's have a look here. Passenger cabin. What the temperatures here? We've got main supply, aft cabin. That'll do. In the cabin, it is a pleasant 25 degrees. I think that's okay. They probably want it a tad colder. The front of the cabin, 20. Very good. All the alpacas are kind of at the rear of the aircraft. Thank you very much, Bearded Cancun, for your membership. Welcome on board, sir. Glad you enjoyed the content. You'll get invite to our members only Discord, and you'll also get to enjoy your customer emojis in chat. Thank you very much. Cool. So let's have a look at this approach then. So how are we going to calculate our top of descent point? Well, we're going to do it a little bit differently today, because if you head over to my Instagram, as I already mentioned earlier, we have no arrival, no ATC, no radar control here, and there's an awful lot of high terrain. In fact, the MSA look coming in from our sector is 8,900 feet, but outside of 25 miles we need to make sure that we are perfectly safe. Now, if you go over to my Instagram, you can see I took a screenshot of the grid moorers. The grid moorer, the highest grid moorer on our descent is 11,200 feet, so we're going to initially descend to 12,000 feet. That will ensure that we are clear of all terrain regardless. Now, once we're at 12,000 feet, we're going to wait there for a short while, and then we're going to descend once we're within 25 miles of the NDB to 9,000 feet, and I'm going to keep maintaining 9,000 feet until we get to the hold. Now, if we go outbound from 9,000 feet for this procedure, we're going to be too high, so we're going to enter the hold at 9,000 feet, turn downwind, and then we're going to descend from 9,000 feet to the minimum holding altitude, which is 6,800 feet. Once we're there, we'll level off at 6,800 once we're on the hold, and then we'll go outbound from the beacon from 6,800, 272 outbound to 8 DME. We can descend from 5,800 in that case down to 3,600. At 8 DME, don't go outside of 12, we'll make a left turn onto final, and then we'll step down to 3,100 and then down to the minimums, which is 1,500 feet. Now notice here, so we've got the MACG, that's the missed approach climb gradient, that is 6%. It's incredibly steep, in fact. I have no performance data for the 727, no tables, no onboard performance computer to calculate that, but I'm going to set that lower minimum here. The minimums are very high because the missed approach here is sketchy to say the least. You've got to do kind of a immediate left turn outbound from 280 and get away from all the terrain here, because there's a lot of high terrain, there's a lot of fjords around, and you can see all these cautions here, lots to read. So I hope the descent's covered. We're going to start our descent about 50 miles away from our 5th waypoint, so once we're waypoint number 5 inbound, we'll start our descent 50 miles away. So we'll have a see, look, we're directly overhead now. Our waypoint number 4 is going to hopefully update very shortly. We're overhead now, north 62, west 040. In fact, if I go down to position, we should see look, north 62, west 040. That's our next waypoint. There we are, directly overhead it. Inbound to the next waypoint, so 100 miles from top of descent, inbound to waypoint number 5, which is Golug. So back to distance time, so about 10 minutes from top of descent. So I hope that's happy. We're going to initially descend to the grid moorer at 12,000 feet. Once we're at 25 miles, we'll descend down to 9,000 feet, enter the hold, step down to 6,800. This is just the safest way of doing this because I have no radar, no ATC, no FMC, no star with charted altitude or anything. It's just the arrival chart. So let's get some things tuned. So we're not going to set the courses yet because that's linked to INS navigation. We'll get the NDB tuned 359. It's already active both sides when I practiced it earlier. Bless you, Mariana. Bless you, everyone in chat for Mariana. Just sneezed. 3,100 feet of platform altitude. The DME, there's no localizer or ILS here, but they have DME installed, so you have distance here from the beacon. 11185. So 11185. So they're active both sides. Look at chat go. What we're going to do is tune up ADF 1 and 2 to DME 1, so when I get closer we'll start getting the idents. Now in real life probably wouldn't do this, otherwise you get static rubbish, but in a desktop simulator it's quite useful. So as soon as they've been identified and they're being picked up by the instrumentation, we'll get the ident so we can check the Morse code, make sure that we've got the correct NDB, which is November Alpha, and the correct DME, which is November Quebec. We've got the Morse code depicted here. So it's going to fly outbound, 8 miles, let's go back here so it's a bit easy for you to see. Left turn inbound on the 066 radio. It is offset. It says for aircraft not able to follow the steep approach path, 5.6 degrees from the missed approach point to the runway. It is recommended to descend towards the runway, and when overhead the threshold, carry out a 360-degree left turn and descend final again. So it's saying basically to go around, just do a little loop and get back in because it's so much high terrain around. Turn radius should not exceed 1 mile. The procedure may only be used during daylight and civil twilight periods. We're completely live time because we're so far north. Look, it's completely bright here still. We're live time, believe it or not. And procedure is in airspace. It's Class G airspace, so uncontrolled. Adhere strictly to prescribed procedure due to high surrounding terrain. Procedure restricted to 220 knots. So we're going to reduce speed to 220 for the hold and go in that way. I think what I'm going to do once we're inbound here, I might disconnect and fly manually. Now, what is not depicted here is how ridiculously sloped this runway is. In fact, I think they don't do any departures off of runway 06 because it's too steep. It's like, honestly, it looks like Courchevel. I don't think it's been modelled correctly with the contours, but you'll see it when we get to 500 feet. You'll be praying for me. It's insane. Very short runway as well. It's not a runway you want to mess around on. The 1,800 metres in a 727, massively upsloped. Minor icebergs may occur in the fjord. Right, I don't think that's modelled, so we don't need to worry about that. The Pappies are steeper as well. Look, the Pappy angle is 3.5 degrees on the conventional 3. Only use the Pappies within 2 miles and within 3 DME. Here's the visual approach flight track. It's very unusual to see anything like this. Can be used in connection with the instrument procedure. So I think that's the go around it mentions, that you carry on towards the threshold, just do a quick loop and have another go. So if we screw it up, I might have a go doing this. Just do 1 mile. If visual contact is lost during circles, if you go in IMC during this though, you have to do this. Go straight outbound 280 back to the NDB. So let's have a read. So the full proper missed approach is 066 to 2,400 feet, left turn 280 to the NDB. But there is this funny visual one which discusses how turn radius. It is recommended for aircraft not able to follow the steep approach path from the missed approach point. It is recommended to descend towards the runway, and when overhead the threshold, carry out a 360-degree left turn and then intercept the final. So that's sort of depicted on this chart. Very unusual. It's yeah, just basically a mini circuit. I mean, what height you climb to? I don't know, 1,000 feet. Interesting, but we'll see. I'm not going to do anything silly like if I don't butter it, go around it, because I cannot butter here. You'll see it shortly, guys. It is ridiculous. Right, so inbound to Golug. We're going to start our descent around 50 miles from Golug. As mentioned, we're going to descend initially to our Mora, which is 12,000 feet. Getting a bit slow, yeah, fair enough. I'm just going to update my target speed to .79. The thrust is still at 90% N1. We should have been doing it. I should have checked that and gone up to .82. Cool, so we're going to use INS all the way. Just before reaching Narsarsuaq, we're going to switch to conventional navigation with the nav, and we'll be able to know when we're getting close to these to ADF, and then both these needles will be pointing to the beacon. Right, I hope that all makes sense. Landing performance as well, I'm not going to mess around. Very unusually, I'm not sure about this. They have, every single one except the one I need. Look at this, they have a flap 30 bug here. Max landing flap setting is 30, but you can actually select flap 40. I don't understand when you'd use flap 40. Again, I have no knowledge of operating this aircraft. And you can't select it either. You can have 15, 5, 0 or 30. But there is an option, look, you can select flap 40. It says don't use it. Max landing flap settings 30. So yeah, and it doesn't even have the bug speed for it. So yeah, I have no idea when you use flap 40. No idea at all. But we're going to set that now. Set the bugs.
50.
There we are.
40,
So our final approach speed
30,
is
20,
131 knots.
10.
200 knots AL speed. Perfect. Thanks, David Moore.
You are going to end up in the gulag after this landing.
We're inbound to the Go Lug waypoint, and we're going to end up into the Gulag. Probably. Thank you very much again for your continued amusing donations, David Moore. Thank you very much, very kind of you, sir. Aircraft carrier landing flaps, said plainly. Possibly. Cool. I need to update the Nightbot timer things. We've done the quiz. Right, so yeah, 50 miles from top of descent. We'll initiate descent. Can you actually see any bit of Greenland yet? Oh, it should be there. No ortho actually. I didn't download it, so I didn't see if there was any. There it is. So it's just default. It actually looks pretty good. There is landfall, guys. Our first ever time in FlyJSim live stream where we're not anywhere near Greenland. Greenland, pretty cool. Stefan Dor, yeah, because 737 you should select flap 40 for evacuating, so maybe it's to do with that. Possibly. I mean, flap 40 is a routine. Well, not a routine. We use flap 40 for short runways normally and stuff, but perhaps it's a good point. It could be to get a steeper angle to be able to evacuate. Flap 40 caused a lot of high sink rate crashes in the 727. So the facility for flap 40 is available as designed but later prohibited. Could be Ghost Dog 688. I'll look into that. According to Pete Prune, okay. Useful source of information. I don't avoid that website. It's just doom and gloom there at all times. 511 likes, guys. Thank you very much to every single one of you. Smash the thumbs up. If we can keep going, if you've just turned up in the stream, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. Looking for 727 likes. New updated like target. Thanks, guys. There it goes. Superb. So 80 miles to go towards Gulag, whatever we're calling it. I'm very happy that the INS has navigated correctly. Thanks a lot for subscribing. KPBO Yusuf Gok. Yeah, so just to show you, sorry, where we're tracking to. It is Gulag. Track 280 degrees. 280 degrees here as well. We have 281. Making sense. We're going to make a left turn. 20 to 243, about to go lug. Then from 243, we're going to go for the direct entry into the hold. I am very apprehensive about this approach. Just started doing a night shift at work. Thanks for subscribing, Carrie Vavata. I'm so bad at pronouncing this stuff. Welcome aboard. Evening Captain to JDB158. Good evening to you, sir. Right, I'm going to get comfortable for this descent. See a little bit of green below us. As to I heard Flying Sim asked his friend if he plays video games, and his friend said, see what he did there. He's 6 out of 10 for that. David Moore feels free to have this daytime landing when it's dark outside. I know, it's completely live time. Look at this, 22:29 UTC. A little bit further north, I don't think the sun ever sets at this time of year. BGBW weather, 23011, interesting. Well, the only approach is onto 06, so are we going to have a tailwind as well? God. I really don't want a tailwind for this approach. 6, that's a good one. Petrotis, what's your version of X-Pilot? Let's have a look, I'll tell you. I'm not running it at the moment, obviously, because we're offline. I know there's been a lot of people reporting issues with it. My version of X-Pilot is... if I can find it. Settings. I'd love to tell you. I can't find out where it is. It's not asking me to update it, so I'm guessing the latest one. Ah, here we go. X-Pilot version 1311. 1311. Toward. Well, looking at that, Dave, you are probably very high up in the latitude, sitting right now at half midnight with the sun up behind me. That's awesome, Toward. And Robert, you're in Tromsø right now. You still have the sun lighting up the mountains. That's awesome. Right, well, here comes 50 miles from top of descents. So again, I'm not always trying to push and promote my social media pages, but do check Instagram, and you'll see on the last posted picture where we're going to be descending to the Grid Mora for this sector. See the last uploaded picture, the Grid Mora. We're going to be setting now 12,000 feet to ensure that we're above 11,200. That way we're not going to hit anything. Right, do you hear that beeping as well? Anyone want to tell me what that beeping is? Can you remember what we're trying to ident? I'll wait for it to beep again. And to get the top of the sensor chat as well. And we're going to go IS hold, slowly reduce the thrust. The DME, well done, Hangar Pilot, very good. It's the DME. We're too far out for the NDB. But it is the DME. Should come around again very soon. There it was. So we'll check the ident, and I now know when I go idle. There's a little thing I can do there to shut the corner. Fantastic. Yes, so it should be the DME. You can see, look on DME 2, it's now picked up the distance from the beacon. So 70 miles. So again, we're going to descend in the hold anyway, so it's going to be too much to worry about. So let's check the ident for the DME. There it is. So we'll just wait. It should come any second now. Keflavik. Did you hear that? Dash dot dash dash dot dash. So we're now happy that yes, that is the DME station. We're using it on DME 2 at the moment. We still have the INS navigation up here. We're going to make a left turn shortly inbound to the airport anyway. and then we're going to be going over to the NDB. So we'll now leave the ADF switches on, so we'll turn them off as well. Just trying to think, does it switch up or switch down for on? All the switches down is off. Yeah, ADF, perfect. So when we get closer, we should hopefully get the ADF
40,
item.
30.
Thank you very much, also Lander 96024. Before I say anything, can I apologise if you did donate a saying asking if I could do an auto land, but as you saw, they're not very popular around here. And now what you said here, you're saying, are you ever going to fly the TOLIS again? The A321 is quite nice, and an auto land, of course. Fantastic. Still wants to do an auto land. Thank you very much. We can't do one in this aircraft today, I'm afraid. But yes, guys, would you like me to fly at some point in the next week and a half in the TOLIS? Let me know if you want to go back in the Airbus. We very rarely do it, it does scare me, but if you want me to do another TOLIS Airbus stream, we can do. I am going to take a few days break though, because this is the 3rd day in a row streaming. And it's yeah, I've had a lot of screen time the last 3 days. So we said we're going to skip the Tuesday one, aren't we? So we're going to stream next probably on Wednesday or Thursday. Just have a few days break because of my eyes. I just stare at screens too much the last few weeks. Say again? Pinch? No pinch. Pinch punch first day of the month. Not today. This is going to break me. This approach is very hard. No, you stay watching the stream and behaving yourself. Javis, am I welcomed at the members group flight with the Alpaca A319? I don't think there's anything wrong with using that call sign. We'll get around to organising that this week. I'll make a post tomorrow. Like I said, I'm going to take a few days break, but I will still be on Discord, of course. And I'll begin organising the next group flight. Airbus, of course, support your local industries. David, more restrictions have eased. You just want a Scottish dad like me. Let me just remind myself of the colour. Similar to this, I think, on the map. Same as the map. Excellent. TT Spectre, float deck to sim. Are you a real pilot? To float deck to sim, or was that to me? Float deck to sim. I know there's a lot of spurious accounts that have been made in the last week or two. So remember, we're going down to our grid Mora of 12,000 feet. David Moore can be Captain Scarlet. I was never a big fan of Captain Scarlet. I was always a Thunderbirds guy, but some of the Captain Scarlet stuff was good. It's always a little bit scarier. I remember as a kid being very scared. They did. There was one Captain Scarlet movie they did where they I can't really remember what happened. They went to Mars, I think. It was all a bit freaky. So over, looks like many glaciers. Snow. Very quiet in the cabin of the 727. Stingray, yeah, Stingray. Joe 90, but it was all Thunderbirds for me. A bit of Captain Scarlet. Puppet stuff was the best. None of that modern rubbish. My kids are going to watch all the original Thunderbirds shows. Good, so approaching 4 minutes towards go. We're getting quite close now, guys. So we'll keep a little bit quicker. We're at 280 knots. Aircraft's pitching for 280. That's why I didn't bother getting ortho, guys, because when I fly that often, it actually looks pretty good with default. There's all glaciers here anyway and snow. So happy we got the INS correctly done in the end. Right, so next we inbound to November Quebec NDB, and that's why I've got the INS tuned still all the way there, because they can't use the ADF to navigate until you get a lot closer. Should we go start? I've actually set it far too early. I think I might screw my calculation up. Still 40 miles away. It's going to add a bit of thrust to around 1,000 feet per minute. You can see why the Mora is so high, can't you? 11,200 feet is the Mora, hence why we're only going to 12. Right, oh yeah, I need to look up on Active Sky what the weather's going to be depicted as. Weather control. Conditions. Station is BGBW. There we go. So the QNH they're using is 1009, 11 degrees, wind is 060 at 15. Ah, it's using the last METAR reported. Okay, that's good. We've got a headwind in the sim at least. 060 at 15 knots. That's going to be good for the performance. Okay, QNH in 1009. That's the important one for the altimeter. 2 minutes until we get to Go Lug. Oops, weather radar on zero the whole day. Very remote. So approaching the penultimate waypoint, should be making our left turn directly to November Alpha NDB in the next minute. Interesting. Nearly midnight, nearly into June as well, guys, in the UK. Two miles to run. There we are. So that's good. You can now see the INS distance makes sense of the DME because I've got it programmed to go directly to the airport, and that's looking good. Look, 26, very good. So we know that the INS DME is matching up. That's a good sign. We're now inbound to the NDB, 25 miles from the airport. Remember that's slant range as well. And we can now, as we're within 25 miles. In 25 miles we can now go down to 9,000 feet. So we can set 9,000 feet here. And we're going to go idle now and keep it descending. And then we're going to enter the hold at 9,000 feet, but then we're going to step down to the minimum holding altitude, which is 6,800 feet. So now 9,000 feet is the safest point at this stage with the MSA. Thank you very much, English Danes, for the $5 donation. Next time you fly a Russian plane, you totally have to speak in a Russian accent the whole time, or the KGB and Putin will come for you. Okay, thanks, English Danish. I'm sure they'll come after me if I spoke in a fake Russian accent. Thank you very much for the donation. Right, see, oh, no cheating today. So you can see, look, even though we are 20 miles away, we still haven't picked up the NDB. They take a long time to ident sometimes. That's why INS we've used INS the entire sector, no conventional navigation. That's why I was adamant we had
50,
to get it fixed
40,
prior to the march.
30, 20, 10.
Those needles will swing around very shortly, and we should get the ident as well. The November Quebec Morse code is November Alpha for the NDB. The Morse code is --. Okay. Look at that. Did you hear that? And look at the needles swinging around. Perfect. So the ADF's now being picked up. Just double check the ident for you. Look. November Alpha dash dot dot dash. There we are, so we're satisfied we are correctly identifying the right beacon. We can now turn these off, and we can now think about switching from INS to conventional navigation. I want to reduce the speed now to 220 knots because that is the maximum speed for the procedure. I'm going to keep sending in level change. Seatbelt sign should be on there as well. Oh, that remote, I think, I can look to here. Auto brake to max, guys. It's not a runway with this around. I'll try and show you the runway as well once we go over the top. Now, why are we climbing? That is a massive issue. I've bugged the speed back in level change, and it's gone to climb at 2,000 feet per minute. That is, yeah, that should do that. That is, it should level off and at least kind of keep descending a little bit. There we are. It's now back in it. It's got me back to my target speed quickly, at least. It's a little buggy. $11 miles to run. Very shortly about to switch to conventional navigation. I'm going to do a direct entry just to show you where we are. Look, there we are. Look, routing direct to NDB. It's worked. We've got this far. There's 220 knots. I'm going to do the post-cruise checks now, not at 10,000 because it's going to get very busy. Fuel, fuel once here, but we've got 7, 14, 21,000 pounds on board. Lights are on, APU's on, pressurisation. Oops, is all fine and dandy, set. That's it, checks complete. We're at 220 knots. Now we're going to switch to conventional navigation. So, I'm going to go down here to heading select. Arm the altitude as well. There we are. And we're going to switch this to nav. There we are. So we're now using just the... All I'm going to be using today is this and the DME. That's it. Just these beacons here. We're going to set this to the hold inbound direction, which is 261, just for reference. I'm just going to wait for that needle to swing now. Flying in. I have no idea what the... Oh no, I do know what the wind is.
50, 40,
15014.
20.
So yeah, I mean at this speed the drift would be 2 or 3 degrees max. Thank you very much, David Moore, for the £5 donation.
Jack says he has no paperwork for your day off on Tuesday.
Jack, get the paperwork sorted. Thank you very much for your donation, David. You're very, very kind of you. Right. 220 knots, approaching the NDB. Just going to start adding thrust now. Remember, there's no water frontal, so when we level off at 9,000, in fact, I'm happy now to descend to 6,800. Because we are in the holding position. Just to show you where we are as well, we're just approaching the NDB. Boom, there you go. Get ready to turn that heading. Oh, it's got to out hold. I don't want that. I want IS hold. The altitude, please. So wait for that needle swing. 2 miles. It's going to be 1.5 miles. See the needle go? Boom! It swings round. Round we go. We're entering the hold. So the outbound track is 081, not taking drift into account. And now we're going to descend to the minimum holding altitude, which is 6,800 feet. Oh, crikey! We now better set the QNH. What was that? The QNH 1009. Okay, so just going to add a bit of thrust again because I don't want to be descending quite this fast. Do about 500 feet per minute. Probably should have a bit of engine energy on this off. I'm just going to concentrate on my rate of descent first. So what's the tail of this needle is on 351, which is 90 degrees off the inbound course. We know we can start timing. Timing below 14,000 feet is 1 minute. There's no distance associated with that, which there isn't. There's no DME distance with this hold, so it's a timed hold, 1 minute. Max speed 230 knots. That's perfect. I'm descending just as I want,
40,
a few feet per minute.
30.
Thank you very much, Real Station again for $2. You forgot to set minimums and MDA. Yes, the MDA you can't only set to a maximum of 1,000 feet. You're quite right. I should set the minimums to Is it 1500? I mean, all I can do, Danish, is set this little beacon. It makes no difference. I just got to remember when I'm at 1500 feet to do it. Right, so pulling the tail of that needle round, waiting for that to be at 351. There we are. So we now start a timer, which I think we can actually do for a minute. There we are. So let's start the timer. There we go. So once that's at 12, we can do a minute. We can turn inbound. We're just doing a very, very gentle descent to 6,800 feet. I'm just going to pause the thing so you can see the runway. Look at that. It doesn't look so bad here. That is massively up slopes. You'll see it when we're on final. And remember, we're only holding here just to lose that altitude due to the factors there. The METAR bot says 1003. That is outdated, guys. I can confirm to you that the QNH is in active sky 1009, which is off the most recent weather information it got. We'll double check after we've landed. But yeah, it's paramount you got the correct QNH, but active sky does say 1009. Thrust off, just down to 6,800. Hold's not to scale, as you can see, so we're just a little bit off then. That's I was concentrating. Sorry, that was a minute. I was too busy looking at the chat. Right, let's turn inbound. Inbound for the hole is 261. You'll have flaps 2 at 200. I think the clean speed is 200 knots though. Actually, we're going a little bit below that. I need to add some thrust here. Just realised we levelled off, that's why. So speed's a little bit low. Inbound for the hold is 261, so we're the head of that needle on 261. You got DME as backup as well. So we can preset the next altitude, which we're going to step down to, which is 3,600 feet. We'll stay in outhold for now, which is perfect. So I've undershot that slightly, so I'm just going to heading of around this to push that head to 261. Watch my thrust look, I'm accelerating. 220, not going to go that fast. It's a lot of work in this aircraft. Yeah, I've messed that hold up slightly. Why is that so different? See the airport should be off to my right. Can't see it. I'm just going to push the head of that needle to 261. What happened to my hold? It went way off. I didn't calculate any drift, but there's hardly any wind. Turn inbound now. There it is, look, well you can see an IMC, I was kind of roughly in the right position. Right, anyway, next course is going to be the outbound for the procedure, 272. I said 272 is just a reminder for now. So as soon as that needle swings again, it'll roll out to that heading at 272. In fact, I'm just start that turn now. See there, but of course you'd be expected to see this complete IMC. There we are, so we're outbound now from the beacon. We can now select idle thrust, and we're going to go to IS hold again. We're going to descend now. I'm going to actually select some flaps. I'm going to go flaps to 5. I'm going to buck around 175, 180 knots. See the leading edge flaps extending. Doing that flipping thing, look where it climbs. Why do you climb FlyJSim 200? I'm trying to slow down, that's not good for us. Right, just to show you where we are, look there, boom, outbound on the 272. Tail of a needle, we want to keep at 272 at all times. Looking good. Arm the altitude, very good. Well done, Freckles. Give it engine anti-ice. Too much going on. I knew I'd be straight out of it, so we're now going to wait till 8 DME. It's going to get very, very busy, but I'm a little bit high here. Yeah, I forgot! Yeah, this aircraft does not allow speed brake and flaps, so I remember that from the last stream. gets very cross with you. Right, well, I'm going to go for another notch of flaps then. Let's go for like 15. Oh, I need to get down a little bit quicker here. Tail of a needle's good. 272. I'm pretty happy with that. There's not much wind, so I'm calculating the drift. What's the equation for drift? You take your true airspeed, divide that by your wind speed, times it by something. I completely forgot. All these old equations for holding. There's 60 of me anyway. I'm getting a little bit lower now. That's good, but a little bit higher than I'd like to be. Try and reverse the rest. There we go. That's got the descent rate going down now. Right, again to show you here where we are. Just waiting for 8 DME. Nah, we're fine now. We're fine now. So 3,600, 1,000 feet to go. Might add a little bit of thrust. I'm not doing this as a sort of fancy continuous descent. I'm just going to keep going down. It's 1 AM. Thank you for my mainland European friends for staying online. Obviously very late for most of you guys here, but we try to cater all, of course. Right, there's 8 DME, so it's now turned to turn final. So we're going to give ourselves an intercept for 066, the final approach track. Something like this. We'll just set this to remind us what the runway direction is. We can now go down to 3,100. This is where it goes crazy busy. Arm. No, IS, hold, arm. Thank you. 066. That's the final approach track. Oh, I got down there very quickly, so we're gonna. Oh, my speed's really low. This is why it's so hard flying aircraft like this. Oh my goodness me. Let's put the runway heading set as well. Right, fix the speed at least. Right. So now inbound on the 066. My goodness, that's really cut it. How wide was that radius? Well, I think that's not to scale though, because if you look at the head of this needle, that's saying 070. Right, anyway, I think it's a good time now to disconnect because it's getting very busy and the autopilot is very hard to work with here. Right, anyway, speed's way too high now, so I'm going to go gear down.
40, 30,
flaps to 20.
20,
I'm going to do a landing check just to flaps. I'm going to arm the speed brake. There we are. Thank you to whoever that was.
For that banana runway, I want a banana landing.
Thank you to whoever that was. Oh, I forgot to turn the flipping fingers off as well, like I said I would do in the future here. Right, anyway, we're a bit more established. Speed's coming back a little bit better. We're 1,000 feet above the minimums. Thank you very much, K-Tor, for the £7.27 for the banana runway. I want a banana landing. I see what you did there with the donation as well. Thank you very much for the continued support. Right, flaps to 30. Flaps up. We're a little bit off the approach, but I'm sort of doing a visual now. Right, there we are. So 500 feet above minimums. And can you see that slope already? Yeah, if this was IMC as well, that would have been a bit sketchy. I don't know what I did. It really undershot that turn. That was just 25-degree angle of bank. Can you see how I'm coming in here? But look at 070. Yeah, I don't know why. It was like I need to have done that at a much shallower rate. Anyway, let's concentrate on the landing. Landing checklist. Start switches, there's none. Recall, there's none to check. Speed brake with arm. Landing gears down 3 green, making the nose gears working there. Water brake is set to max on the up overhead panel. Speed's a bit high now. Flaps, we've got 30. Lights are on, checks complete. We're just going to carry on this. We're flying visually now. If we have to go around, fly the standard missed approach. Where are those pappies? I can't see any pappies.
500.
Check. Look at that runway. It's just ridiculous. I don't think it's meant to be like that. Speed's good anyway. That's the rad out just picking up the train below us. That's fine. I'll accept that. Rad out will jump now as we go over the sea. Perfect. Speed's a bit high. Right, 3 whites I think, so a tad high. Let's do 1,000 feet per minute. There we go. Too much there. There we are. Back on profile. Let's go around. We'll need about 1,000 feet. Because remember those pappies at 3.5 degrees on the chart. No idea how they're depicted here. Look at this. It's like a Courchevel. 3 reds and pitching up a bit more. 500 feet per minute. Speed's back okay. Reduce reduce the thrust, back on the centre line, no idea what the wind is. I keep that picture now. Our speed's low, adding thrust, 3 reds. God, they do take some time to spool up. Right, there we are, back on target speed. Keep descending now, keep trimming. Look at this flipping runway.
200.
Check. 3 reds, but not so worried now. It is so upslope, it's like a ski ramp. Go for butter though, of course.
50. 40.
Right, start
30,
checking now.
20.
Close. Oh, it's the float. Where's my 10-foot call out? 185, I'll take it. I had no 10-foot call out, I was waiting for it. Right, reverses. Yeah, great landing, I'll take that. Speed brakes up. 100 knots. 80 knots. 60 knots. Manual braking. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Narsarsuaq. Welcome. Wow, what an approach and landing. We got it down. I'm pretty satisfied with that. My best landing so far, as I said, I've done a minus 400 and minus 300. I didn't get a 10-foot call out though, and because I missed a 10-foot call out, I was actually going for that butter, and I delayed it slightly. It's a bit uphill here, and you need quite a bit of thrust as well, by the way, but no, I'm pretty satisfied with that. Minus 180. But, yeah, I flew that approach earlier. I don't know what has happened, because I did it earlier, a 25-degree turn off the 272 outbound. I ended up inside. I did it earlier, and it was perfect. So I don't know if there's some really strong wind pushing me, but, yeah, I don't know. Right, anyway, we've vacated. Keep that thrust up. I'm going to get that APU started, which is the engineer's job. Hopefully that's done something. Is that booting up? It is. There's the EGT coming up. Right, so we're going to just park here. Very short taxi. Strobes can come off as well. I'm just trying not to cut the corner because there are some cones to hit. Weather radar can come off. So far uphill, I've got so much thrust on here trying to get up here. Don't forget guys, we are going to do the giveaway as well as soon as we've parked onto stand. There's the flag of Greenland, just a TDG scenery, just improves it from default. I think it's quite an old one as well. There we are. There's no Martian here, we're zipping on into the stand. Here we are, so self-positioning stand, let's go outside, probably easier to park. There we go. There's nothing for a 727 unfortunately. There we are, let's plonk it right on the... Well, let's stop there. Let's call it a day. Right, parking brake is set. Turn off, taxi lights can come on. Let's check if the APU is ready to go on the bus. Generator close. It is! There we are. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've got 1 red. The generator's on the bus. Shut down the engines. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Narsarsuaq. I'm just going to say Greenland. Welcome to Greenland, ladies and gentlemen. Another successful Alpaca Airways flight. We'll be in the cargo variant today. The 42 alpacas we had on board are now free to roam around Greenland as they please. And another really enjoyable flight in the FlyJSim 727. Superb. Really enjoyed that one. Very good fun. Right, now let's just do the giveaway first. For the merchandise, and then we'll do the replay as well. So the giveaway today is our latest hoodie. All you need to do in chat is answer this very simple question. You've got to type it out in text, but there is a limit to the amount of times you can answer. Twice. If you put in the correct answer 2 times, or you keep spamming chat, it'll automatically make you ineligible to get the prize. So you just need to put in no more than 2 times the correct answer. It's completely randomly chosen. If you're a member, it doesn't matter. If you're a regular streamer, it doesn't matter. And if you win, don't forget to get in contact with me on social media. Show me your YouTube picture, which you will get that all sorted after the stream. So here is the question for the giveaway. If you are ready, all right, you just need to type it in. It is caps insensitive. It doesn't matter what you put. So I'm just going to go into the Nightbot here. And where are we looking for giveaways? I need to type in the keyword, which I'm doing now. This is the keyword. And here's the question, okay? A meteorological terminal air report signifies the actual weather at an aerodrome It is often referred to as what? Here's the clue. It's a 5-letter word beginning with M. A meteorological terminal air report signifies the actual weather at an aerodrome. It's often referred to as what? Clue. It's a 5-letter word beginning with M. There we go. I think you guys have got it. Fantastic. Punching it in. Very good. So I'll give that a minute to get away as we open the cargo hold to start disembarking the alpacas. Thank you very much, Paul Talbot, for the €2. Everyone, check out James Marriott's new song, Banger. Okay, thank you very much. Very good. Right. Nightbot is very happy. It has found 125, 135, 145. Keep going up. Eligible users who can win the prize. So I'm now going to roll it, guys. Okay, so that'll do. Watch out. It'll come up in the chat who won it. As if. I've got to do that again. I've got to do that again. So that guy's one of my members. Okay, who's actually a moderator as well. Lars Andre Hegerholm. You are, we'll sort something out for you. I'm going to have to roll that again though. There'll be 2 people who could probably win this, because I don't think it's rigged. It is not fixed. We're going to do another one. We're going to do two items today. It makes me feel so guilty otherwise. That is completely randomly chosen. Right, well done, Lars. We'll send you something on your way as well. We're going to do another one, alright? I'm going to roll it a second time. Jamie Cooper, you are also a winner today. We've got 2 winners today. Jamie Cooper, you've won the hoodie too, so
40,
well done to
30,
you.
20,
Lars are
10.
now to get into contact with you. My problem was I had the Nightbot setting. Well, no, I didn't. It wasn't random. It was on random. So Jamie Cooper, you are a regular subscriber. Since this year. So Jamie Cooper, thank you very much, congratulations to you. Don't forget to get in contact with me on social media, so post me a message on Instagram or Facebook showing me it is you, Jamie Cooper, with your user profile. That's all you have to do, and then we'll get in contact afterwards and we'll send that hoodie off to you as well. Lars will probably send you a hoodie too, but it wasn't fixed. No idea why I did that. That was one of my, he's a real airline pilot, 737 Cookie, who helps me run the Discord, so congratulations to you as well. Thank you very much for subscribing as well. Stephen Hennessy, welcome on board. Welcome on board. Fantastic. Right then, guys, so let's now have a look at the replay. Thank you very much to everyone, as per usual, that took part in the quiz and giveaway. Right, so I need to firstly cue the music. Unfortunately, my Streamlabs overlay thing here doesn't work anymore, so I have to go here to the music. There we go. Music, funky. There you go. Perfect. Well, a very enjoyable flight in the FlyJSim 727. You can see how steep that runway was. I thought we were going for butter. I just missed the 10-foot call out there. Thank you very much, Paul Talbot, for the €2 donation. Would you rather the A320 or the A330? Neither. They're Airbus. But I don't know really what that kind of question is to kind of answer. Then all the Airbus aircraft. If I had to choose, probably the A330. It looks pretty cool. Thanks for subscribing, Aviation 737. Again, you don't need to keep subscribing and subscribing again. Thank you, Scorpion, for doing it for the first time. Very kind of you. There we come. Thank you very much, Dougal, for the comment. Awesome flight, boss guys. Go check out Dougal McTavish's Simulator projects. So here we are over the thresholds. Look at that upslope, look. It's a bit off the centre line, so I made a little bit of an aileron input, and then we touch down. And just to show you, look, how steep it is, look, you can no longer see the aeroplane anymore. That's just the most ridiculous runway I've ever seen. I think that's more X-Plane 11, but I mean, you can't only just see the detail. Unbelievable. So you can see when I first flew this approach, why I smashed it down. Back there. The nose wheel moving as well. It's a little thing with FlyJSim, but I know they know about that. So rudder moving. Oh, I'm very satisfied with that. Proof the Earth isn't flat. You got it, Martin. Thanks for subscribing as well. Anish ready. Welcome aboard. Someone wanted a tower, have you? Certainly do. There you go, look. Look at the nose wheel moving around. You can see why I didn't go on VATSIM today. It's just not the sort of airport where you can have multiple traffic. See the windsock, because we did have that headwind. Almost lose sight of the aircraft. Can't even see the runway, look. There's the touchdown. See brake reverses coming out. We started braking quite heavily. The upslope really helps with deceleration as well. What's wrong with the nose wheel? It's just linked with the tiller on my joystick. It's very sensitive. There we are. Another successful alpaca airlines flight. Right then, guys. Well, thank you very much for another very enjoyable live stream. I very much enjoyed that one, and thanks for coming in. Firstly, thanks to all the moderators for helping me run the stream as per usual, the members as well. Your continued support is always very much appreciated. Thank you very much for the donations as well. Very, very generous of you all. As I always say now as well, don't forget to check out my interactive flight map. I'm going to send a link out for that now in 2 seconds. I'm trying to be a proper flight exhibit. A proper professional live streamer here, so yeah, you know, if I don't stream that often, I'm actually going to have a break for a few days, and you want to see where we streamed before, check out this interactive map. I update it every single day, every time I finish the stream. Let me just post it here in chat for you. There we are, so that link will take you to a map which I update frequently to show you all the destinations which we've ever flown to before, so go check that out if you want to go see some destinations and some cool approaches you might also learn a thing or two for your desktop simulation experience. Cool. Lastly, don't forget to like and subscribe. That's all I ask. If you don't need any sort of monetary donation at any point, if you're just enjoying the show, don't forget to smash the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe. That's all I ask for. Guys, stay safe. Welcome to June, everyone, in the UK and in Europe as well. Next live stream will be either on Wednesday or Thursday. I'm just going to have a few days break and rest my eyes. And as usual, as per these conditions, stay safe, and we'll see you all very soon for another Flight Day to Sim.